What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
4MT. Chapter 106 Super God Beast enters the skirt. Mengxin Cheomeng. Advertisement. Under the watchful eyes of Luo Hao, Whitebeard and other skirt friends, the violent chatter skirt finally returned to normal. Immediately afterwards, they all found that there was a familiar and unfamiliar avatar in the chat window. Whitebeard and others, who didn't know the identity of the new member at all, had taken the initiative to welcome him before he could speak. Whitebeard. Cute, welcome to join the group. Laozi is Whitebeard, from Pirate World. Acedes, from the world of Crimson Pupil, you can call me your majesty the queen. Aizen Zong Yukai. My servant, Aizen Sosuke, captain of Shinigami, you are welcome to join the big family of Wanjie chat skirt. In the future, if you don't understand anything, you can chat with me privately. Cheomeng. Chat skirt, something made by humans. Cheomeng. I want to withdraw my skirt. Only lowly and weak elves will get along with you humans, and I, Cheomeng, disdain to live with you humans. Acedes. 88. 83. Aizen Sosuke. Facing Mengxin who insulted the three old skirt friends just after entering the skirt, the three of Aizen Sosuke were stunned for a moment, and then they all became angry. Whitebeard. Mengxin, your name is Cheomeng, right? Cheomeng. Did Mengxin mean me? Whitebeard. Yes. Laozi has never seen such an arrogant Mengxin. Cheomeng. Then didn't you see it today? Whitebeard. You. Okay. Mewtwo. One-on-one. Laozi will immediately open a passage to the pirate world for you. Cheomeng. Interesting. This is the first time I have encountered a weak human being who dares to challenge me. Aizen Sosuke. Shu Lan, what's the origin of this Mengxin named Cheomeng? He speaks so loudly. Acedes. I've seen a lot of newcomers, but it's the first time I've seen someone who dares to challenge old skirt friends as soon as he enters the skirt. Zhang Chulin. Super Dream. From the world of Pokemon, with the reputation of Super Beast. Advertisement. Aizen Sosuke. Super Mythical Beast. You look awesome just by hearing the name. Whitebeard. Is there any Laozi awesome? Whitebeard. Sent a small video. Duration, 30 seconds. In the world of Pokemon, I feel disgusted with Hokage in my heart. Cheomeng, who has already seen through the face of human beings, is about to leave, and wants to find the meaning of his existence. What surprised him was that, with such a powerful mind, a voice was transmitted into his brain without a sound. With a little surprise, curiosity, and apprehension, Cheomeng temporarily suppressed the idea of leaving Hokage, and then reached out and clicked into the chat skirt of Wanjie. Mere human beings also want to challenge me, Cheomeng. Simply overwhelming. Just when Cheomeng was going to agree to Whitebeard's invitation to fight, he saw Whitebeard send a small video to the group. Out of curiosity, he reached out and clicked on the small video. Super Beast, isn't it? Is there any Laozi so amazing? In the short video, Whitebeard holds the razor in his right hand and gently waves it towards the sea. Sheila. 1,000-meter-long sea crack like a chasm instantly caught his eyes. Just when he thought it was over, Whitebeard made a seal with both hands. A 100-meter-tall wooden golem stepped on the sea. With armament hockey wrapped around wooden golem's arms, wooden golem immediately punched the sea. Bang! A huge wave of hundreds of feet soared into the sky, and the shock wave, which was more terrifying than the explosion of a car bomb, instantly enveloped the area with a radius of 1 kilometer. When the soaring waves fell and the sea gradually calmed down, a daunting deep pit in the sea was once again imprinted in his pupils. Advertisement. After watching the 30-second short video, Cheomeng was silent for a while, and then opened the skirt chat again. Whitebeard. Please respect Laozi as the strongest man in the world. Cheomeng. As a human being, I recognize you. You are a strong man, and only the strong are qualified to live with me, Cheomeng. Cheomeng. As for the others, either withdraw their skirts, or surrender to. Acedes. Sent a small video. Duration, 30 seconds. Aizen Sosuke. Sent a small video. Length, 30 seconds. Luo Hao. Sent a small video. Duration, 30 seconds. Again, Cheomeng saw 3 short videos sent by 3 skirt friends in a row, and his heart couldn't help but tighten for a while. An inexplicable uneasiness swept over his body and mind. But he is a super beast after all, although he has never seen the world, but with the courage to shout when he first entered the skirt, he still opened the small videos one by one. Get on your knees. Call me Her Majesty the Queen. In the short video, Acedes looks arrogant, as if looking down on him who is far away in the elf world. Wang Hao immediately afterwards, before he could get angry, Acedes in the video had already stretched out his hand and pressed it to the ground. Click. In an instant, the lair of the northern alien Nanuoda was completely frozen by the cold ice. At a glance, the land stretching for dozens of miles has become a world of ice and snow. Cheomeng silently turned off the Acedes video, and then turned on the Aizen Sosuke video. Hello, Your Excellency, Aizen Sosuke. From now on, you can respectfully call me Captain Aizen. In the video, Aizen Sosuke is standing in an uninhabited desert. Apparently, he traveled from Soul Society to Hueco Mundo just to shoot this little video. Our Captain Aizen also paid a lot of money for the scene shooting, aw man. Advertisement. Chapter 107 Cheomeng. You can just call me Xiao Xiao. Advertisement. Hado no 99 5 Swirling Dragons of Destruction. After introducing himself, Aizen Sosuke showed the demeanor of a generation of Shinigami kings. I saw him standing with his hands behind his back, singing softly in his mouth. As Hoki's awe-inspiring singing fell, the endless desert in the video vibrated. Immediately afterwards, the giant dragon of Wudao, which was bigger than the mountains, exuded an extremely terrifying and frightening Reiatsu soared into the sky, entrenched in the sky above Hueco Mundo. Just when Cheomung thought everything was about to end, the 5 giant dragons slammed into the desert in the form of meteorites falling from the sky. Bang! With a loud noise that shook the sky and the earth, a 1,000-meter sand wave shot up into the sky, completely covering the sky. At the same time, a beam of Reiatsu light that devours everything connects the desert and the sky of Hueco Mundo, and then continues to spread and expand in all directions. Where Reiatsu's beam of light passes, all kinds of Hueco Mundo return to nothingness. I like people 047 to respect me. So, you have to remember. Talk to me in the future, you must call me Captain Aizen. After a wave of Hado's 99 swirling dragons of destruction blasted the desert of Hueco Mundo upside down, Aizen Sosuke didn't keep standing with his hands behind his back. Instead, he reached out and gently took off his glasses, and then used hairspray to brush his hair back. Candide's hairstyle disappeared immediately. Shinigami's true posture of forcing the king is fully revealed. After watching it, Cheomung turned off Aizen Sosuke's video expressionlessly, then stretched out 3 trembling fingers, and opened the last video with difficulty. Xiao Chao, have you heard of love and justice? As soon as the video was opened, Cheomung saw Luo Hao standing quietly on the endless sea. Advertisement. Love and justice. Cheomung was stunned. Compared with the previous 2 skirt friends who were either extremely aggressive or flirtatiously flirtatious, Luo Hao's performance was really too gentle, which made him feel kind and touching. I don't think you've heard of it. After all, you have lacked love since childhood. But it doesn't matter. Please pay attention to the following video content, and you will understand what love and justice are. When Luo Hao was filming the short video, it seemed as if he had expected Cheomung not to know. After he finished speaking on his own, under Cheomung's stunned expression, he slowly raised his right hand, and put his slender fingers together into a fist. For peace at sea, for the protection of love and justice, burn it. My little universe. The familiar lines and the passionate BGM sounded, and Luo Hao's fist suddenly burst into a dazzling golden beam of light. As his hot-blooded lines fell, his right fist struck out brazenly. The roaring golden light almost blinded Cheomung's small eyes. Fortunately, although the golden light is dazzling, the camera capture ability of the Wanjie chat dress is still super strong. No matter how dazzling the golden light is, Cheomung still clearly saw the picture of Luo Hao punching through the small video. No earth-shattering explosions. No money-burning effect either. DADC. Some are just that the 10,000-meter sea is divided into 2 halves. Some are just a dozen or so islands that originally floated on the sea and disappeared from the world. Some are just the complete collapse of the thick clouds in the sky. Call. Advertisement. After watching the 3 short videos in one go, Cheomung was stunned for a long time after stabilizing the little heart that was about to burst with mental strength, before he let out a long breath. After receiving a severe social beating from 3 old group friends, Cheomung was full of energy. Soon, he opened the Wanjie chat skirt again. Cheomung. Hi everyone, I'm Mengxin who is new to the skirt. Cheomung, the 4 seniors can call me Xiao Chao. Whitebeard. A child can be taught. Laozi sees you are awesome, be my son. Cheomung. Daddy. Luo Hao. Seeds. Zhang Chulin. Aizen Sosuke. Whitebeard. My good son, let me introduce you to the poor old district. Whitebeard. From top to bottom, the one on the first floor is Mrs. Hokage, the current first brother, and also a close friend of Dad. The second floor is Seeds, you'd better call her Your Majesty the Queen. As for the third floor, it's the same whether you introduce it or not. Anyway, it's just Billion. As for the last one, he is called Shinigami King, Captain Aizen. Zhang Chulin. Cute new dress, how come my status hasn't changed at all? Luo Hao. Because there are so many people today, everyone has turned on the video, and you have to turn on one too. Zhang Chulin. Is it okay not to light up? Seeds. Let me help you. Seeds. Sent a video. Duration. 2 minutes. Cheomung saw it and immediately clicked on the video. Immediately, Zhang Chulin pretended in front of Zhang Lingyu, and the embarrassed appearance of being chased by Feng Baobao appeared in the screen. Obviously, Seeds is still thinking about Zhang Chulin's previous talk about the fruit of face and the fruit of sun, which made her make a big joke. For this reason, she directly cut the picture of Zhang Chulin's car overturned during the live broadcast, and then sent it to her skirt. Advertisement. Chapter 108 The Administrator Controversy. What do you all think of my boss? Advertisement. It turns out there are people in the skirt that I can beat. After watching the video, instead of looking down on Zhang Chulin, Cheomung chatted with Zhang Chulin happily. Cheomung. Brother Billion, let's get to know each other, you can just call me Brother Chao. Zhang Chulin. Zhang Chulin. In front of others, you are Xiao Chao, but with me you are super, brother. Cheomung. You've been in the skirt for so long, but you can't even beat me, a newcomer who just joined the skirt. It's because everyone has the same dad. Zhang Chulin. Your Majesty, the young master's image has been completely destroyed by you. Seeds. This time, I just settled the account with you for the fruit of face, and didn't settle with you for the fruit of my son. Seeds. You'd better pray that the Wanjie chat skirt won't have the function of forcing you to enter the world of other skirt friends, otherwise even if you seal Shogangsha, I will make you a virgin Zhang for the rest of your life. Zhang Chulin. Suddenly, just as Zhang Chulin was about to beg Acedes to spare her, a message popped up on Wanjie's chat skirt. The number of members of Wanjie chat skirt has reached 6, and the selection of administrators has begun. Close black lens bracket. The chat skirt of Wanjie, which had been quiet all along, suddenly popped up such a message, and it still involved the competition of the administrator of the chat skirt. This skirt chat message instantly attracted everyone's attention. Whether it's the veteran Luo Hao and other skirt friends, or the cute new Cheomung who just joined the group, they are all looking forward to the status of the administrator. Except for Luo Hao and Zhang Chulin, who had been in contact with similar chat software before joining the chat, others such as Aizen Sosuke and others have never thought that there would be an administrator in Wanjie chat skirt from the beginning to now. Job. Now suddenly a message about the administrator popped up in the skirt chat, which naturally attracted their attention. Advertisement. Administrator. Is it the position to manage all members of the chat skirt? If this is the case, then even if I am Mengxin, I can still participate in the election. Chao dreamed and thought, his eyes gradually brightened. If he takes the position of administrator, then his newly promoted Xiao will be worth 100 times immediately. At that time, even if Luo Hao, the first brother of Kunchat, faced him, wouldn't he still have to respectfully call himself a supermaster? I just don't know what the administrator's election conditions are. If it is based on strength, then Bai Lian and I will be eliminated first. But if it's about knowledge, technology, or brains, you won't lose to these humans in the skirt chat. Cheomung thought secretly. Although he is only an elf created by humans, his growth potential far exceeds human expectations. In terms of strength, he stood proudly at the top of the elves when he was born, possessing power comparable to that of super beasts. In terms of intelligence, it's not that he brags, even the human beings who are known for their intelligence, their IQ is just a SB 250 in front of him. In terms of technology, he has been secretly learning all kinds of high-end scientific and technological knowledge of human beings since he was born, even if compared with the top scientists in the elf world, he is even worse. Sure enough, it's not what I expected. Sure enough, Wanjie chat skirt has an administrator post. I just don't know whether the system chooses by itself or we choose by ourselves. Advertisement. If it's a system, then I definitely don't have my share, but if it's a vote, as long as it works properly, I might have a chance to see the administrator's position. Even if I can't be a manager, I definitely can't be forced into it by Luo Lao Yamato Aizen. 0 for flowers. Although it is not known how much administrator authority is, it is definitely much higher than that of ordinary members. Once these two old bastards force me to become an administrator, my young master will never be able to stand up again. It's not just Mengxin Cheomung who is eyeing the position of administrator. He has already noticed that there should be an administrator in the Wanjie chat skirt, and even he, who is the host of the skirt, is also aiming at the management position. Aizen Sosuke. Administrator. Who do you think is more qualified? Whitebeard. Laozi manages the largest pirate group in Grand Line in High Z world. When it comes to manager experience, Laozi ranks second. No one in this skirt should dare to recognize the number 1. Luo Hao. You can't read. 88. 83. Zhang Chulin. Have you ever thought about voting? If it is decided by voting, I think we should discuss who we should vote for. Acedes. No one will vote for you, the weak and the weak who don't shake billion, are not qualified to lead us. Zhang Chulin. Aizen Sosuke. What do you guys think of me being blue? In terms of knowledge and academic qualifications, I work as a senior teacher at Spiritual Arts Academy. Aizen Sosuke. Speaking of management, I am the captain of Gotei's 13th division. I manage a division of Shinigami every day. For more than 100 years, I have been methodical without any mistakes. Aizen Sosuke. Compared to the image, force the style, I blew someone's hairspray hand, who will compete with? Aizen Sosuke. In the end, it comes down to strength. I don't dare to say that I am the number 1 brother, but I am also one of the best, right? Speaking of this, even I can't help but wonder if I, Aizen Sosuke, was born to be a chatterbox in the world. Skirt Administrator Mountain. Advertisement. Chapter 109. I am an administrator. Who agrees? Who is against? Advertisement. What the hell? Do you introduce yourself in the interview? Luo Hao saw Aizen Sosuke's continuous self-introduction. Almost from every aspect, he introduced why he can be an administrator in a simple way. When he finished reading Aizen Sosuke's words, he was a little dumbfounded. In the Shinigami world, an existence who wanted to become the god who sat on the throne of the sky, now he is like an employee going to a big company for an interview, introducing himself endlessly. It's hard for Captain Aizen to say such a thing. Luo Hao shook his head and laughed. Apparently, Aizen Sosuke has also tried his best to become the manager of 437 in the Myriad Realms chat skirt. For this reason, he even did not hesitate to let go of his role as the king of Shinigami. Whitebeard. Boy Luo, everyone in the skirt is running out to canvass votes, why are you so quiet? Zhang Chulin. You don't want to tell us that you don't want to be the administrator. Cheomung. I think Mr. Hokage is recognized as the first brother of skirt chat, I hope there are still some. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, what do you think of me being the administrator? Acedes. Why don't you come and compete? Seeing that many skirt friends invited him to compete, Luo Hao's heart was also slightly moved. Although he doesn't know how the administrators compete, and he doesn't know how much authority the administrators have, but he has never eaten pork, and he has seen pigs run. Those who can be called administrators at least have certain rights to govern skirt friends. For this position, he is still a little interested. At least, he doesn't want to be ruled by others. Luo Hao. This administrator. I'm still a little interested. Zhang Chulin. I knew Boss Luo would never settle for mediocrity. Advertisement. Aizen Sosuke. As Hokage-sama also competing. For me, you are indeed the most powerful competitor. Whitebeard. Boy Luo, since you also want to be the administrator, then show your cards. What skills do you have to be the administrator of Laozi? Accedes. In terms of strength, I still submit to your management. Zhang Chulin. Your Majesty, you voted for Boss Luo immediately, don't you want to be a manager yourself? Accedes. He is a strong man, stronger than me. If the administrator is him, then I am meaningless. Aizen Sosuke. General Ace Day, am I not strong against someone? It's just that I kept a low profile in the past, and I didn't say anything. Accedes. Why don't you go to Hokage World to fight against 4th Hokage? If you win, I will vote for you to manage. Aizen Sosuke. Zhang Chulin. Tall. Her Majesty is tall. It's easy to let Captain Luo Yamato Aizen fight. Accedes. Billion, if the administrator has the ability to forcibly traverse, then whoever asks me to forcefully traverse to your world, I will vote for whoever is the administrator. Zhang Chulin. Luo Hao. Okay, everyone stop arguing. Luo Hao. I will be the management of Wanjie Chat Skirt, who agrees? Who opposes? Accedes. Whitebeard. Zhang Chulin. Aizen Sosuke. Mewtwo. Seeing that Luo Hao is actually running for the post of administrator, it is like having a meeting on the Hokage Rock in his own world, and he will William each of them with an extremely strong posture. Even Accedes, who respects the strong and advocates that strength determines everything, is a little speechless. You are really campaign management, asking us to vote for you, not the default management, you come here to go through the motions. Do you think Myriad Realms is your Konohagakure? Advertisement. How can you toss and toss? Also said that you think Wanjie Chat Skirt is your father. Regardless of whether we are against or in favor, you can be a spectator. Just when all the Skirt friends fell silent for a while because of Luo Hao's whole card, Wanjie Chat Skirt popped up a message again. Admin selection is complete. Congratulations to the Skirt member, Luo Hao, who became the administrator of Wanjie Chat Skirt. What a fart to choose. Zhang Chulin and others who were still slandering Luo Hao just now were dumbfounded. These Skirt friends haven't decided whether to agree or disagree, but Wanjie's Chat Skirt system immediately ran out to agree or not, and it's a final decision. This is all right, Whitebeard, he can toss about as much as he wants. As soon as this information came out, 1,000 layers of waves were immediately stirred up in the Skirt chat. This time the so-called administrator selection is simply letting other Skirt friends go through the motions. Zhang Chulin. Is it possible that Wanjie Chat Skirt is really opened by Luo Hao's family? Aizen Sosuke. This 5.1 administrator position is purely set for him, Luo Hao. This Myriad Realms chat dress immediately chose him. Otherwise, why did Luo Hao just say that he wants to be a manager, who is in favor and who is against? Mewtwo. Acetus. It would be better to directly announce that Luo Hao is the default administrator from the very beginning. Advertisement. Chapter 110 Cheomeng. Xiao Chao, I'm sure, Jesus can't even keep him. Advertisement. Why did you choose him as administrator? In terms of appearance, style, and lines, which aspect of me, Aizen Sosuke, is not better than Luo Hao? Why did the Wanjie chat dress choose him instead of me? Aizen Sosuke, who had just made a long talk in the Skirt chat and introduced a lot of self-introductions, was stunned, and immediately clutched his chest in his teen dormitory, looking like he was in pain. In order to be the administrator, he tried his best. There are a lot of self-introductions, specially written administrator guides and a series of materials on the desk, he just prepared in a short time. The results of it, he had just started a self-introduction, and the selection of administrators had results before it even started. This made him dumbfounded in his 30s. Sure enough, the system's eyes are still sharp. Myriad Realms chat dress respects the strong. Compared to Aizen Sosuke, who was crying and almost had the idea of dying, Acetus' mentality is better. Although she also had the idea of becoming an administrator, she didn't have many surprises or unacceptable thoughts about the position of administrator finally falling on Luo Hao. On the contrary, after witnessing Luo Hao's election to management, she confirmed her thoughts even more. Powerful, only strong strength can decide everything. Own everything. Even in this 10,000 world chat skirt, the strong have the final say. The weak can only play lip service like Billion. Show off some shady tricks in secret. Only the strong can be as unscrupulous as Luo Hao. Not only in my own Hokage world, but also in Whitebeard's pirate world, even in the skirt chat, and even when competing for administrators, I can still play unscrupulously, and I can play as I want. Hey, since Hao is born, how can Meng be born? Advertisement. Since this 10,000 realms chat skirt has chosen a skirt friend like me, Cheomeng, why did it bring Luo Hao in? In the elf world, Cheomeng leaned against a tree with a dejected expression. He has not read Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But at this moment, he felt the feelings of Mi Shiro in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Think how amazing he is in Cheomeng. Born to be a super god beast. Wisdom is inherently superior to all elves, even humans. Definitely the domineering president among elves. The results of it. After these talented people entered the skirt chat, they immediately suffered from the malice of many skirt friends and the beatings from various societies. After finally making it to the administrator's election, I thought I had a chance to stand out. It turned out to be nothing. It seems to Xiao Xiao that I am destined for this life, even Jesus can't keep it. Cheomeng smiled self-deprecatingly. Obviously he is a good brother who has become a successful high school manager. But why can't Laozi be happy? Thinking of my famous name as Whitebeard, am I destined to only be the second child of 10,000 years? In the world of One Piece, there is Luo Hao riding on Laozi's head, although he died. My son also followed me. In the Wanjie chat skirt, there was boy Luo riding on Laozi's head, but he didn't hang it up, and he couldn't hang it up. You can still live longer than Laozi every minute. Whitebeard stands on the bow of the Moby DK, which has become dilapidated after the Summit War. He held Kong Yunchi in one hand, staring at the Grand Line with both eyes. A pair of small eyes revealed endless vicissitudes. Advertisement. When will this 10,000 years second child be the end? Could it be that Whitebeard was born to be 10,000 years number 2? It's over. Unexpectedly, Boss Luo, this super old B***************** D, became the manager. In order to run for the management position just now, I seem to have offended him verbally. Zhang Chulin, who was refining chakra in Naruto Company, was stunned, and then her face was full of despair. Chi and chakra in the body almost went berserk and fell into a state of madness. Puff. I hope that the authority of this management is not too great. Otherwise, my life is really over. After Zhang Chulin sprayed a mouthful of blood, she prayed secretly in her heart. The position of administrator has become a fact. Even if he is unwilling to accept it, he can only accept it. The only thing he hopes now is that the Wanjie chat skirt will not go too far. It's okay to appoint Luo Hao as the manager by default, and the authority should not be too large. After all, this default management has already stepped on his bottom line. If the authority of this management is greater, then Zhang Chulin will inevitably lead the way here, and use his own blood to chat with Wanjie on FB. Congratulations to skirt friend Luo Hao, for being awarded the position of administrator. You can obtain the following permissions in total. Close black lens bracket. Privilege 1. Forced kicking. You can directly and forcibly kick a member of the skirt chat from the Wanjie chat group without voting or trial. Close black lens bracket. Permission 2. Mandatory ban. You can forcibly ban the speech of a certain skirt friend, unlimited time. Close black lens bracket. Permission 3. Forced time travel. You can force time travel to the other party's world without the consent of your skirt friend. Travel time. 7 days. Close black lens bracket. Permission 4. Mandatory name change. You can forcibly modify the name of the skirt friend without the consent of the skirt friend. Once modified, the skirt friend will not be able to modify the name by himself. Close black lens bracket. Permission 5. Mandatory. Permission 6. Mandatory. Advertisement. Chapter 111 Your Excellency Hokage, you were born to be an administrator. Advertisement. 32 permissions. Boss Luo, you know it. I, Chu Lan, will always be your most loyal little brother. You are my big brother for life. Zhang Chulin silently put down the long knife on her neck, and then quietly started a private chat with Luo Hao. Billy, how much are these things like face and dignity worth? Leading the knife into a fast. Forget it. It's better to keep a useful body to contribute to the chat skirt of Wanjie. The authority of this management is greater than I imagined. There are as many as 32 permissions. Moreover, every permission is enforced, and the management has the final say. Listening to the management rights one after another echoing in his mind, Luo Hao also had a bit of surprise on his face. To be honest, he was only happy when he became an administrator, not much surprised. It's not that he's so self-confident, but that among the many members of the chat, he is basically the best in every aspect, and he is the existence of the low case at a glance. He is more shameless than a black belly, he can beat Billion. More bloodthirsty and warlike than a Cetus. Dancing like pretender. He has gathered the great achievements of pretenders from all walks of life, and he can pretend Aizen Sosuke's P***Psi in minutes, so that he has nothing to pretend to be. Biziguo. He just needs to open his mouth in Konoha and be my son. It is estimated that more than 80% of Konoha's people have the surname Luo. Putting away a son is definitely more cruel than Whitebeard. May I ask who was the administrator? Advertisement. By the way, I almost forgot Xiao Xiao. But for Mengxin Cheomeng who just entered the skirt, this can be omitted directly. Anyway, just a little super. As soon as I heard the name, I knew it was my destiny to be a younger brother. After all, I don't need elves or balls, just 3 fingers can save it to make a love garden. Obviously, Luo Hao has quietly taken aim at Cheomeng. He was thinking about when he would subdue Xiao Xiao, a cute newcomer, as his own elf. Although many of these permissions are tasteless, they are basically useless. But just the 3 permissions of forced kicking, forced time travel, and forced silence are enough for me to play. Looking at the skirt chat, there was an administrator's logo next to his name, and the corners of my Hao's mouth suddenly raised slightly. After all, it is the management of the Myriad Realms chat skirt, which can govern the existence of protagonists, supporting roles, and villains from the Myriad Realms world. Even if the scale of the Wanjie chat skirt is not large at present, there are only 6 small members. However, with the speed of attracting people from Wanjie chat skirt, it doesn't take long to develop. It is estimated that in less than a year and a half, the protagonists, villains, etc. of dozens of worlds will come under his jurisdiction. The most important thing is that the world of these skirt friends is equivalent to opening the door of convenience to him. Let him gallop, drag racing. This makes life as a fourth Hokage a lot more fun. At least it is no longer as boring and tasteless as before. He was so free that he could only find a ninja village to play with. Zhang Chulin. 32 permissions. All of them are mandatory permissions. It's too much, and I have completely stepped on my bottom line. Whitebeard. Boy, do you remember? I treated you to dinner. Acedes. In the skirt chat, your authority is greater than that of the Emperor. Aizen Sosuke. Congratulations, Your Excellency Hokage, you have been awarded the post of chat dress manager of 10,000 worlds. Advertisement. Aizen Sosuke. Sure enough, as I expected, Mr. Hokage, you were born to be an administrator. Aizen Sosuke. From today on, you are the recognized administrator of our big family, and everyone will rely on you to lead the way forward. Luo Hao. Zhang Chulin. Acedes. Whitebeard. Mewtwo. As expected of being the captain of Shinigami. This thinking jump speed, adaptability is strong. A few minutes ago, you, Lan, said in the Wanjie chat skirt that you were born to be an administrator. A few minutes later, you, someone from Lan, said in Wanjie chat that Luo Hao was born to be an administrator. Sure enough, Captain Aizen, who can thrive in both Soul Society and Hueco Mundo, is different. Grandmaster various workplace skills, at least it looks like this. Always give them some time to adjust their mentality. To be like Captain Aizen, change from the mentality of the administrator to the mentality of the administrator's younger brother in an instant. It's really not Wang Li's that ordinary people can do it. Even Billion only dared to put her mind right when chatting privately with Luo Hao. To be like Captain Aizen, to adapt to the identity of the younger brother in a public place like skirt chatting in an instant. Even my big Billion has a little difficulty. Cheomung. Master Hokage, are you interested in becoming a super beast trainer? My Xiao Xiao is ready to bring my poke ball to your door to become your Pokemon at any time. Cheomung. I think a great existence like Master Hokage must be a trainer. Cheomung. Since you are a trainer, the elf in your hand must start as a super beast. I think this is in line with your great status. Advertisement. Chapter 112. Do you have anything more proud to show? Advertisement. Luo Hao. Aizen Sosuke. Zhang Chulin. Acedes. 8883. Come on, to be able to join the chat skirt of Wanjie really has two brushes. I just said that Captain Aizen is the best in terms of mentality change and adaptation, which is unmatched by anyone. As a result, within the next second, there was a more ruthless existence. The majestic super beast Cheomung, it's fine if he thinks Xiao Xiao. He even came to the door with his own poke ball to become Luo Hao's Pokemon. Is there any law in this? Is there any justice in this? Is it possible that as an administrator, you can really do whatever you want? Cheomung. I know, how can such an excellent management as Mr. Hokage only have one super beast? At least 6 super beasts are needed to start. Cheomung. Which super mythical beast have you taken a fancy to? Just tell me, I will immediately take my Cheomung ball to capture them, to subdue them for you. Luo Hao. Aizen Sosuke. Zhang Chulin. Acedes. 313. 8883. Can you be more ruthless? Do you have anything more proud to show? You subdue yourself, and then give it to Luo Hao as a super beast, but even the other super beasts from the same country are not spared. Advertisement. If Luo Hao really said this, wouldn't you want to catch all the elves with the word, God, in the elf world? Dare to feel that the cute new Cheomung who just entered the skirt is the real ruthless character. It is even better than Aizen Sosuke. Captain Aizen is just using his face and dignity as a ball, Grandmaster's various workplace survival skills. But Cheomung is a character who became so ruthless that he and his fellow countrymen packaged and sold it together. Is this still the arrogant super beast I am familiar with, who does not obey any human beings, and will not be driven or subdued by any human beings, the Daka super dream with both beauty and strength? Is it because the position of administrator is too popular, or is my personality too strong? Luo Hao, who has returned to the world of Hokage from the world of pirates, is also dumbfounded when he sees Cheomung's performance in the skirt chat. But frankly, he still enjoyed it. Once upon a time, he also had a teenage dream. A familiar elf trainer's dream. Subdue all divine beasts and super divine beasts, no one can beat you wherever you go. Although the reality is a bit cruel, with this dream, he can only become the 4th Hokage. But now that he has become an administrator, he has a chance to fulfill his dream. Damn it, I actually ignored a ruthless character like Xiao Xiao. I thought he was just an elf, not worth mentioning at all. I didn't expect him to be my biggest competitor. No, I must beat him. The position of the first person under the administrator can only be mine, Aizen Sosuke. Hokage Dono's #1 younger brother can only be me, Aizen Sosuke. Aizen Sosuke's face was extremely ugly. He realized that he had misjudged and underestimated the enemy. It actually ranked Cheomung at the bottom. Advertisement. At this time, seeing that Cheomung is far beyond his own workplace ability, he not only instantly adjusted Cheomung's risk factor, but also took out a new notebook and began to record all related records of Cheomung. In the end, Cheomung's risk factor was ranked first. Completely surpassed the existence of Billion and Whitebeard. Everyone says the young master doesn't shake Billion. But the realm of Cheomung is completely beyond the scope of my ability. It's not just Aizen Sosuke who is wary of Mewtwo. Billion also became nervous. After all, he was able to thrive in the skirt chat with his lowest strength, all because he didn't shake Billion. But now, Cheomung is more ruthless than him. More proud. At best, he betrayed his dignity and face, stepping on the bottom line at critical moments. What about Cheomung? He directly sold himself and a group of fellow super beasts. How ruthless is this? How proud it is to do it. Cheomung, are you not very familiar with the market conditions in our world? Cheomung, don't worry, I have almost a complete set of information on super beasts here. You don't know which super beast technician to serve you. I can give you a detailed introduction to each of them. Luo Hao. Xiao Chao, I just realized that you are very obsessed. Cheomung. Master Hokage, who gave you such a pair of eyes? In fact, I only have one obsession, and that is to provide you with the best service in all aspects. Cheomung. If you don't like super beasts, it doesn't matter too much. In addition to super beasts, we also specially produce Joey and Junsha. Cheomung. As long as you like, I can improve the Cheomung ball so that it can not only capture elves, but also capture Joey and Junsha. Luo Hao. Zhang Chulin, Cheomung. First come 6 Junshas and 6 Joeys, what do you think? Luo Hao quietly glanced at Tsunade who had just arrived at Hokage's office on his front foot, and ran on his back foot when Hokage's office came to brazenly drive the car with him. He could only step on the accelerator and reply to Cheomung silently. Advertisement. Chapter 113 What's wrong with being Lord Hokage's dog? Advertisement. Luo Hao. You have a heart, Junsha and Joey. I don't need it for the time being. Well, yes, it's temporary. Cheomung. I understand, Mr. Hokage. Although we are not old drivers, we have never eaten pork, and we have seen pigs run. Luo Hao. It's good that you understand, let me introduce the super beast. Cheomung. Okay, including myself, after careful selection, I finally ordered a total of 6 super beasts that combine beauty, strength, style, and potential for you, Mr. Hokage. Quote. Zhang Chulin. Brother Chao, you are too stupid. After all, you are also a super beast, and you are also a member of the chat skirt of Wanjie. Seeing Cheomung's performance, even Billion couldn't stand it anymore. This is really beyond the scope of his ability. Although he won't admit it, he really wants to have such treatment in his heart. Zhang Chulin. Although our level is lower than Boss Luo, you still have to have your own dignity, the bottom line. Boss Luo will look down on you if you are too stupid. Whitebeard. Xiao Chao, as your father, I can't help but say a few words to you, you must have the backbone of a super beast. Cheomung. Brother Billion, and Dad, please forgive me for your views, Xiao Chao can't agree with it, and the dog also needs to look at it what a dog. Cheomung. What's wrong with being Master Hokage's dog? Isn't it delicious? Whitebeard. Zhang Chulin. Your words are so reasonable, it really makes us unable to refute them. Is this the difference between elves and humans? Even if it is a super divine beast, it is still an elf after all. There is still a desire to be subdued by humans in his bones. I seem to have unintentionally collected a super divine beast. To the super beasts in the elf world, I wish you happiness. Luo Hao sat on the Hokage chair with Tsunade in his arms, sighing in his heart. It's so sweet. Advertisement. It's so sensible. Not only fulfilled his childhood dream, but also helped him prepare a new car at all times. Such a super divine beast, once missed, must be rare in 1,000 years. Cheomung. Master Hokage, this is the list of super mythical beasts I prepared for you by Xiao Chao. I initially drafted 6 of them. If you find it difficult to use them, just tell me. The super mythical beasts produced by me will be returned indefinitely and without any reason. Luo Hao. Tell me. Mewtwo. Karakura, Goulardo, Kyoka, Hu, Lugia, Mewtwo and Mewtwo. Together our 6 super beasts can provide you with a full range of services by sea, land and air. Luo Hao. Then catch them according to the list you provided. Cheomung. Okay, Xiao Chao will do it now. After a glance at the list of super mythical beasts provided by Cheomung, Luo felt quite satisfied. Those who want good looks have good looks. Be aggressive and aggressive. Those who want hockey have hockey. Be mighty and mighty. Be cute and be cute. It can be said that the preparations are extremely thorough, even if he has such a good taste and such a hard-to-serve leader, he can't jump out of the thorn. It's good to be a leader. Why is it that I am not the administrator? I also want to have such a caring super beast. Zhang Chulin, Aizen Sosuke, and Whitebeard were salivating. Such treatment, such a little brother, they want it too. Obviously, Luo Hao didn't do anything, didn't say anything, just became an administrator, and immediately some skirt friends came to give generous gifts with shame. Crack Karakura. My Dragon Knight Dream. Advertisement. Zero looking for flowers. And Phoenix King Rogia. Hey, from now on, you will all leave me completely. Especially Zhang Chulin, who is familiar with the actions of every super beast in the list given by Cheomung, the jealousy and envy in his eyes are about to burst out. Which one should we start with first? Apart from being inferior to me in IQ, these super divine beasts are not necessarily inferior to me in strength. If you want to catch them, you can only outsmart them. Quote. In the world of Pokemon, Cheomung, a qualified little brother, is already writing a plan titled Super Godly Beast Capture Strategy. The information on these super mythical beasts has been collected by the rockets over the years. With Penultimate's IQ, he has already mastered all the science and technology of the rockets. It is also by virtue of this technology that he directly obtained the information of these super mythical beasts from the rocket's computer. At Chao Meng, Administrator Luo Hao initiated a voice chat with you. Do you answer? Just when Chaomeng was thinking about which super beast on the list to attack, the chat skirt suddenly vibrated, and then a chat window suddenly popped out of his sight. Answer. After Chaomeng was slightly startled, he quickly agreed to answer. What are you kidding, as a qualified little brother? Naturally, they are on standby 24 hours a day. Especially for voice calls from the administrator, you must never make the other party wait for more than 3 seconds. Master Hokage, Xiao Chao is always at your service. If you need anything, just ask. What is dedication? What is a profession? These two words can be said to be vividly displayed in Chaomeng at this time. Even a harsh, tricky and difficult administrator like Luo Hao couldn't help but give Chaomeng a thumbs up in his heart. Advertisement. Chapter 114 Seamless switching between Xiao Chao and Xiao Ye. Advertisement. You have nothing to serve. I just saw that you are so caring, so I want to give you something. After Luo Hao praised Chaomeng's dedication and professionalism in his heart, he spoke. If you want the horse to run, you have to feed the horse. Not to mention that his is not a horse, but a super mythical beast with explosive IQ. He is still very generous to Chaomeng, the first member who has defected to him since he became the administrator. No need. You don't get rewarded for nothing. Wait for Xiao Chao to complete the matter of the super beast for you, Master Hokage, please reward me again. When Chaomeng heard the words, although he was tempted, he resisted the 827 pain and refused. This is something the administrator gave away. After witnessing the power of this administrator in the short video sent by Luo Hao, he understood a truth. The things Luo Hao sent, even if they are garbage in the hands of the other party, become treasures in his hands. Take it. This is not just a reward for your positive performance, but these things will also help you catch super beasts. Luo Hao blushed while talking. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Then Xiao Chao had the audacity to accept it. Chaomeng's etiquette is quite enough. It's worthy of accepting the beatings from old skirt friends as soon as you enter the skirt. At this time, he has grasped his position in the chat skirt of Wanjie with incomparable precision. New. Make good use of what I give you. Advertisement. Among the members of the skirt chat, you are the most attractive to me. After Luo Hao encouraged Chaomeng to show his importance to him, he hung up the voice chat. Sure enough, being Hokage-sama's dog is delicious. As soon as I entered the skirt, I received a red envelope. It is just around the corner that my Xiao Chao catches up, or even surpasses other old skirt friends. At that time, except Master Hokage, everyone who sees me will respectfully call me Super Master. After Chaomeng sighed, he happily opened the red envelope that Luo Hao sent him. You opened the red envelope of the administrator Luo Hao to get, Cage Level Practice Raiders, Author, Luo Hao ×1, Nagato's Life Peak, ×1, Super God Beast Raiders, Area. Close black lens bracket. Chakra. Hiss. This is actually a practice strategy written by Mr. Hokage himself. After Chaomeng opened, Cage Level Practice Raiders, he gasped with happiness. This guide actually completely records the knowledge that allows Mengxin to practice chakra all the way to cage level. Whether it's form changes, or nature transformation, or ninja, body, and phantom, there are detailed records. Among them, Chaomeng's most heart-warming thing is the cultivation knowledge about illusion recorded in the guide. In his opinion, the illusion in the chakra system is tailor-made for a super beast of superpowers like him. Super Divine Beast Raiders actually recorded many super mythical beasts in places where divine beasts appeared. As expected of Mr. Hokage, you really know how to do it. He even knows everything about my world so clearly. After Chaomeng exclaimed, he opened the last scroll titled, Nagato's Peak of Life. After seeing the deeds of Nagato and Pain's 6 paths recorded in the scroll, he was immediately attracted. After reading Nagato's Peak of Life, in one breath, he found that he saw a bright road to break the unequal status between elves and humans. I finally realized it, as expected of a novel written by Hokage-sama. He actually hid this moment. Advertisement. I just watched it once, and I actually understood the way that elves and humans live in peace and have equal status. 0 inches. At this moment, Chaomeng was completely convinced and amazed by Luo Hao. If it is said that before, he was willing to be Luo Hao's elf because of his status as an administrator. Now, he is willing to be his elf purely because of Luo Hao's 3 gifts. I can't help it, it's so delicious to be Master Hokage's dog. Lord Hokage treats me like that. I must complete the capture of this super beast as soon as possible. Chaomeng pondered for a moment, and had already outlined a complete super beast capture plan in his mind. After deciding on the first target to capture, with a thought in his mind, powerful mental power roared out like a storm. Sakagi, the leader of Team Rocket, put it on him, and the armor used to suppress and control his strength was immediately smashed. Did it break again? What a headache guy. When the armor was shattered, Sakagi nearby noticed it immediately. Chaomeng, you. Where are you going? When Sakagi rushed to Chaomeng's room, he found that Chaomeng had packed 4.0 good things and looked like he was about to leave. Do what I have to do. Chaomeng said with a super grand expression. At this time, no matter his expression or tone, he was indescribably strong, cold, and full of the arrogance of a super beast. Professional is different. Switch seamlessly between the dog-licking Xiao Xiao and the proud super beast Xiaoye. You want to leave me? A cold light flashed in Sakaji's narrowed eyes. He worked hard and spent countless dollars to research Cheomong. Now that he has finally mastered Cheomong's power, how can he let him go? Advertisement. Chapter 115 Tiandao Cheomong. Who gives you a bag of rice, spicy Tiansen? Advertisement. Do you have an opinion? Cheomong's eyes turned cold, and a blue light gradually rose. He is a super beast of the superpower department, and he sensed the malice on Sakaji's body as soon as it arose. Cheomong, haven't we already talked about it before? I will help you control the power. Cheomong interrupted Sakagi before he finished speaking. I can already control my power very well. After Cheomong finished speaking, his body floated into the air, ready to leave directly. It seems that you are planning to tear up our cooperation agreement. Sakagi stared at Cheomong with a cold face. Don't talk so nicely. You just use me as a weapon and use my power to capture elves for you. Mewtwo looked down at Saka Sanji from a height. You are an elf created by me alone. What's wrong with using it for me? This is your existence value. Quote. Sakagi said in a low voice. It's not up to you to decide what the value of my existence is. Sakaji's words obviously touched Cheomong's heartstrings. Don't look at his cowardice in Wanjie's chat skirt. That's because he was beaten by the society several times when he first entered the skirt, and Luo Hao and others didn't step on the line in his heart. But here is the elf world. It's not the Wanjie chat skirt. Here, he is Master Chao, not Xiao Xiao. It's a pity. Advertisement. I wanted to get along with you in a peaceful way. But what you get in return is your arrogance and betrayal. Well, I pretended. Quote. Sakaji's expression suddenly became ferocious. Whether you like it or not, agree with it or not, you are mine. As soon as he finished speaking, countless mechanical pliers shot out from all around to try to restrain Cheomong's system. Weak humans like you are not qualified to own me. You're not even qualified to use an ordinary elf. Cheomong's eyes burst out with a blue light. The violent mental power distorts reality, bursting out terrifying power fluctuations. Click. In an instant, all the oncoming mechanical pliers exploded into clumps of scrap iron. What? Sakagi was taken aback. He didn't expect that the weapons he specially prepared to suppress Cheomong's loss of control would be useless at all. Although I was created by you humans, my growth has surpassed your human comprehension. With a thought in Cheomong's mind, a majestic mental force crushed Sakagi. Not good. Sakaji's expression changed drastically. Although a Zheng appeared behind him to protect him immediately, but in front of Cheomong's spiritual power, it was like a lonely boat in a tsunami. With a bang, he flew upside down with Zheng who was protecting him. Elves should not be enslaved by humans. The status of humans and elves is equal. Mewtwo's voice suddenly swept across the rocket's base. Before I couldn't figure it out. Advertisement. Why can you human beings enslave, drive, and torture our elves unscrupulously, and even use elves for living experiments? Until just now, I finally understood. Quote. Cheomong used Wang Yanghai's unfathomable spiritual power to transmit the voice into the hearts of every rocket team member, while slowly soaring to the sky. Cheomong, what do you want to do? Sakagi looked at Mewtwo floating quietly in the sky like a god. I suddenly felt an inexplicable fear in my heart. You humans have always been used to being superior, and have never felt the pain of elves being treated like this by you, so you can treat elves with incomparable cruelty. Today, I will let humans like Sakagi and you experience the pain of those elves who were cruelly tortured by you. Cheomong ignored Sakaji's roar, but whispered to himself. A bag of rice can withstand several floors. A bag of rice can resist the second floor. How much does a bag of rice cost me? I need to wash a bag of rice. Every grain has mud. Who gave you a bag of rice? It's spicy and heavenly. His voice put Buddha Shinigami's sentence. His voice is like the countdown to death. Every time he uttered a word, the shadow in the hearts of Sakagi and everyone in the rocket's base grew stronger. When Cheomong's pungent Tiansen came to everyone's ears, a blizzard-like mental power suddenly swept across the entire rocket's base. With a loud roar like thunder, Nuoda's rocket team base seemed to be washed away by a missile. The violent mental power forms a shock wave that destroys everything. In less than a few seconds, Team Rocket's base has been razed to the ground and turned into a desolate and lonely ruin. Except for the little elves in the base who were raised to high altitude with mental power in advance and protected by Cheomong, more than 95% of the rocket's members in the base were lying in the ruins with their eyes turned white. This is the pain of elves. The pain inflicted on the body and mind by you humans. Those of you who have felt, considered, accepted, and understood this pain should learn to understand the importance of peace between humans and elves. After Cheomong glanced down at the ruins below, he turned around and took a group of elves rescued by him through the air. Advertisement. Chapter 116 Sexy Mewtwo Conquering Cracks Online Karakura. Advertisement. In the war with Sakaji's Team Rocket over a sack of rice, after destroying Team Rocket's base with a pungent shot, Mewtwo first placed the elves captured by Team Rocket in his hometown, Nijima, then he broke through the air towards the Fengyuan area. Don't look at when Cheomong first entered the skirt, he suffered 4 beatings from the society one after another as a cute newcomer. In fact, his strength is not weak at all. With a flick of a finger, Billion can be killed instantly. Even if it was a seeds when he first entered the 10,000 realms, he might not be his opponent. Starting from the Kanto region, he could only fly to the ozone layer in the Hoenn region in a very short time. It is conceivable how terrifying his strength is as a super beast of the superpower system. Karakura is so territorial. If he was indeed cruising the ozone layer, he should have spotted me as an interloper in no time. Quote. Cheomung is suspended in the ozone layer, and its spiritual power spreads in all directions. As a super beast of the superpower department, he is very different from other super beasts. He captures information from the outside world not only by 5 senses, but also by spiritual perception. Under normal circumstances, there is almost no possibility of being attacked by a super divine beast like him. Roar. Just as Mewtwo was floating in the ozone layer, looking for Karakura with spiritual power, an angry roar suddenly came from afar. Coming. Cheomung's eyes lit up. There are not many elves that can survive in the ozone layer. There are even fewer elves that have a deterrent force like thunder just by screaming. Call out. Before Cheomung could see the appearance of the visitor clearly, a huge orange light beam had already pierced through the sky from afar. What an uneducated super divine beast. No wonder there are many elves as powerful as you, but 10,000 years can only be slaughtered by humans. Advertisement. Cheomung frowned slightly, and raised the 3 fingers of his right hand at will. A blue protective shield appeared out of nowhere, offsetting the oncoming orange beam with little effort. Roar. At this time, Karakura's figure also passed through the ozone layer and came into Mewtwo's eyes. Huge green dragon body, huge dragon horns, sharp teeth. All of these will tell Cheomung the identity of the green elf in front of him. Calm down, I have no intention of fighting against you. I came here this time to discuss with you something about the future of elves. Quote. Mewtwo talks directly to Karakura telepathically. Unknown super beast, get out of here immediately. Crack. Karakura paused slightly, not only because Cheomung's telepathy can achieve heart-to-heart communication, but also seeing that Cheomung's strength is no less than his own, he did not launch another attack, but chose to drive Cheomung away from the ozone layer. My name is Cheomung, give me 3 minutes. Cheomung raised the only 3 fingers. Are you provoking me? Karakura's eyes turned cold. As a veteran super beast that has survived for an unknown number of years, his domineering and aloofness can be imagined. If Cheomung hadn't been able to communicate with him and showed strength not inferior to him, he would have destroyed the other party with a destructive death light. Either fight me, or give me 3 minutes. Cheomung did not back down. He came here this time to help Luo Hao subdue Karakura. If Karakura does not communicate with him, then he chooses a rougher way to subdue him. If he had been a little afraid of Karakura before joining Wanjie chat, he had a private chat with Luo Hao, and after acquiring Hokage's training system, he had no fear of 10 tangential level super beasts at all. Advertisement. Without him, it is really chakra and illusion in the Hokage system that are of great help to super beasts of the superpower system like him. It is no less than opening a door to the whole new world for him. Backquote Mewtwo. Right, please tell your story, but I only give you 3 minutes. Those 4 short videos in succession made him, Zhao Hao, startled for a while when he was still a young buddy. He remembered the scene when he was educated in turn by Luo Hao, Aizen, a Seeds, and Whitebeard when he first entered the skirt. After surviving for countless years, even a pig has become a sperm. Although he is not able to communicate with all things like Cheomung, it does not mean that he has no wisdom. Not to mention that he is still a super beast. Skirtmate Cheomung launched a live video. Sexy Cheomung online conquering crack Karakura. Thinking of this, he immediately opened the Wanjie chat skirt, and then clicked the live broadcast function. Once the 3 minutes are up, if you don't leave, I will treat you as an intruder. But is that a live broadcast by humans? Live video. Karakura's eyes flickered for a moment. After the influence of Nagato's peak of life, I also mastered the necessary skill of pretending. It's just pretend. You are not the only ones who know it. In the current skirt chat, it is no longer a rare thing. Now Cheomung, who is a super beast, has also devoted himself to the live broadcast business, which has attracted the attention of many skirt friends. For many skirt friends, the general live broadcast has long lost its original freshness and curiosity. When Cheomung was about to use the mouth escape learned from Nagato's peak of life, his heart suddenly moved. Advertisement. Chapter 117 Split Karakura, are you willing to join the Akatsuki organization? Advertisement. In particular, Cheomung, a super beast with a very high IQ, knows how to play new tricks to attract Boruto's attention. When launching the live broadcast, he did not forget to add a headline in his live broadcast space. Sexy Mewtwo online conquering crack Karakura. As soon as this title came out, it immediately became a hot search in the Wanjie chat group. Zhang Chulin. FK. The times have changed. Now even elves are playing live broadcast. Cheomung. What's wrong with the elf? Brother Chao, I even mastered the cloning technology, can you? Zhang Chulin. Luo Hao. Xiao Chao, didn't you subdue the super beast? Why are you free to play live broadcast? Cheomung. Master Hokage, I am not afraid that you will go back to the Hokage world and live the boring Hokage life again, so I will give you some sideshows. Whitebeard. What the hell is this sexy? Acetus. Aren't you a man? Cheomung. 330 inches like most of the super beasts and beasts, I don't have the distinction between male and female, but I can choose to be a female or a male. Zhang Chulin. That's not AS*****E, isn't it a goblin? Cheomung. No, once I make a choice on gender, I can only be this gender in the future. Cheomung. You can understand that in terms of gender, our super beasts and beasts have the right to choose freely. Now I am equivalent to a blank sheet of paper. The color you paint determines your gender, but no matter what color it is, once you paint it, it cannot be changed. Zhang Chulin. You can even choose your gender freely, it seems very advanced. Cheomung. No matter in theory or in practice, I am superior to you, brother Shigong, and you shouldn't be. Zhang Chulin. Being despised by a super divine beast one after another, even with a thick skin like Billion, he felt a burst of red in the face. But thinking that Cheomung surpassed him in terms of knowledge, IQ, and strength, he became discouraged for a while. Advertisement. Dare to feel that this old skirt friend of myself has been in the skirt for so long, not only has this status not changed at all, on the contrary, it has become more and more back. Even Mengxin in front of him, Xiao Chao can confidently despise him. Cheomung. Master Hokage. Next, Xiao Chao will give you an unprecedented live broadcast to conquer Karakura. Cheomung. Although you can't come to subdue it in person, and of course it's not worthwhile for you to go to a mere super mythical beast, but I can still broadcast live for you, so that you can experience the experience of subduing super mythical beasts as if you were there. Luo Hao. Upload. Cheomung. Okay, needless to say, the name of this live broadcast room is well named so that it can be on the hot search. Even Aizen Sosuke, the Shinigami king who doesn't pay much attention to the so-called super beasts in the elf world, is sitting in the team building at this time and enjoying the live show staged by Cheomung with relish. And friends like Whitebeard and Acetus, who are very interested in new things, are staring at the live video. Those who have never seen the elves are very interested in seeing how the battle between super gods and beasts is like. Let the super beast help me subdue the super beast. After becoming an administrator, life has really become more corrupt and depraved. Even such things as subduing super divine beasts did not have the chance to end in person. To subdue 6 super beasts by moving your mouth, the days of being an administrator seem as boring and tasteless as being a Hokage. In Hokage's office, Luo Hao, who had just slammed on the gas pedal and finished the racing, shook his head, and then set his sights on Cheomung in the live video. At this point, he didn't think about anything else. I just hope Cheomung can bring him some fun in the live broadcast. Let him find some fun in the unpretentious administrator life. Karakura, would you like to join Akatsuki and become the Azure Dragon of Akatsuki? Advertisement. Mewtwo Karakura spread out his right hand in an inviting tone. Dawn. Azure Dragon. What the hell is this? Crack Karakura was dumbfounded on the spot. He has been working on super beasts for so many years, but he has never heard of them. Dawn. This is an organization established by me, and all members are composed of super beasts and beasts. The purpose is to bring eternal peace to all elves. Quote. Cheomung is worthy of being a super beast who has read Nagato's Peak of Life. At this time, he is like a possessed body of heavenly Dao Pain. An air of being high above and looking down on all living beings was slowly released from him. An organization where all the members are super beasts and beasts. You want to lead us? It turns out that the purpose of your coming today is to subdue me. Forgive me. After all, Karakura's IQ can only think of this. In addition, he has never read Nagato's Peak of Life, and he has never brought a bag of rice upstairs, so he can't understand Mewtwo's great dream. No, I don't blame you for subduing you. I just hope you can join Akatsuki. Only by gathering the power of all super beasts and beasts can we create a peaceful era without pain and war for the elves. Quote. Cheomung did not hesitate to use the mouth escape learned from Nagato's Peak of Life. Advertisement. Chapter 118 Akatsuki branch opens, does Nagato know? Advertisement. After all, you just want to subdue me. Cracking Karakura obviously recognized that Mewtwo is here to subdue him. No matter what Cheomung said, he just remained unmoved. Sure enough, you super divine beasts, etc. have already decayed. Thousands of 10,000 years come high above you and make you defiant. As the super gods and beasts of the elves, they don't know that they are here to protect the elves. That being the case, you are not qualified to be the god of elves. Only I, who have experienced pain, felt pain, and grown beyond ordinary elves from the pain of infinite reincarnation, am qualified to call myself a god. Cheomung said it with a high-sounding sound, but secretly said in his heart. Really, to increase the success rate of mouth escape, you must first hit the opponent. Roar. #+ equals. Sensing Mewtwo's malice, Karakura's eyes instantly turned cold. He directly cut off the direct communication with Cheomung, and opened his mouth to see a destructive death light penetrating through the clouds. Spicy Tiansen. Cheomung raised his right hand unhurriedly. The mental power exploded like a torrent. All the energy and matter that approached him were bounced away. Not only that, he also controlled the destructive death light with his powerful spiritual power, and bombarded Karakura in turn. Roar. Caught off guard by his own destructive death light, even the mighty Karakura couldn't help roaring. Universal pull. The corner of Cheomung's mouth raised slightly. Advertisement. Although the mouth escape failed, he did not read Nagato's Peak of Life for nothing. The abilities of Spicy Tiansen and Universal Pull in it have benefited him a lot from his explosive IQ. In particular, he also studied the cage-level practice strategy given to him by Luo Hao. Facing the cracked Karakura whose wisdom and strength are completely unequal, he has a lot of ways to deal with it. Cracked Karakura had just recovered from the pain, but was shocked to find that his body was flying uncontrollably in the direction of Mewtwo. Destroy the Death Light. Although Karakura panicked, he survived for countless years after all. Combat experience is not covered. When the body was pulled by Cheomung, he directly spewed a destructive death light towards Cheomung. Humph. Cheomung sneered, and his figure suddenly disappeared in place. Let you feel the pain of the elves. It's like they have this palate because of the vegetarian meals you super beasts have had for 10,000 years. After flashing to the side of Karakura using teleportation, Mewtwo raised his hands. The wave-like strengthening of mental power turned into a substantive blue light. Spicy Tiansen. I saw him give a low drink and open his hands. The vast spiritual power instantly spread in all directions. A shock wave stronger than destroying Team Rocket's base crushed Karakura hard. Roar. Just breaking free from the pull of the universal pull, Karakura just felt like he was hit by an extraterrestrial meteorite. With a shrill roar of pain, his huge body suddenly fell towards the ocean below like a falling comet. With a bang, the cracked Karakura that fell from the sky directly smashed a huge wave hundreds of meters high on the sea. Spicy Tiansen's blaster, coupled with cracked Karakura's weight. Advertisement. Falling from the ozone layer, even a super divine beast with his physique and strong recovery ability, at this time, was hit with pain all over his body and dizzy. This is the pain of elves. With a flash of blue light, Cheomung floated above the sea. 0 for flowers. Since reading Nagato's Peak of Life, he seems to have opened a new door. Although he doesn't have a Rinnegan, but with his super IQ, he directly uses his mental power and cooperates with various superpowers to successfully simulate various pupil techniques of Rinnegan. Cheomung. The wisdom of mortals is really beyond compare. Zhang Chulin. Boss Luo, what did you feed Brother Chao? Cheomung. Get ready to call Chaoye. Luo Hao. It is simulated with mental power, or mind power. Luo Hao. It's nothing, I just gave him a book called Nagato's Peak of Life, and let him figure it out by himself. Zhang Chulin. Brother Chao, the branch of the Shao organization opened in the elf world, does he know about the cause? Luo Hao. I know how to play. I even used the Spicy Tiansen. His signature Spicy Tiansen and Universal Pull are his latest creations. Zhang Chulin. You speak so powerfully, if you have the ability, let me show you planetary devastation. Boss Luo, are you sure you only showed Brother Chao, the pinnacle of Nagato's life, and not infinite horror? Cheomung. This man named Nagato fell in the end, he actually gave up his will, but it doesn't matter, God's will be inherited by me. From today on, I am Tiandao Cheomung. Feelings, you are not just possessed by heavenly Dao pain, you are not possessed by Chu Zan. Zhang Chulin. It's alright. I thought you secretly gouged out Nagato's eyes and put them in for Brother Chao. Zhang Chulin. Then what about his Spicy Tiansen and Universal Pull? Zhang Chulin. If you can even play planetary devastation, don't talk about Brother Chao, even Master Chao, I will recognize it. Advertisement. Chapter 119 Little Skirt Chatting, actually gathered together with Wolong and Fengshu. Advertisement. After replying to Zhang Chulin in Wanjie's chat skirt, Cheomung's gaze fell on Karakura again. After all, it is a super beast. Even after being hit by a destructive death beam, a pungent shot, and a heavy fall from a high altitude, it still doesn't take a moment to recover. Chi. As soon as Karakura flew out of the sea, he opened his mouth and was about to shoot a destructive death light at Mewtwo. It seems that the pain you feel is not strong enough. With a thought in Cheomung's mind, he cast teleportation and landed on Karakura. Before the destructive death light spewed out of his mouth, Cheomung's right hand had already crushed a wave missile on his head. 860. Boom. The wave of missiles erupted in an all-round way, and the tyrannical impact forced Karakura's mouth to close together. At the same time, the destructive death light condensed in his mouth also erupted. The huge energy explosion directly blasted his body away. Master Hokage is still watching my live broadcast. This cracked Karakura must be subdued beautifully. Thinking of this, Cheomung's eyes burst out with blue light visible to the naked eye. Dark Row Technique. Having just eaten a destructive death ray, Karakura, who was blown into a headache, suddenly found out in horror that the scene in front of him had turned into darkness. His light has been taken from him. Even if he is a super beast, but not a super beast of the superpower system, he still relies on his eyes when capturing external information. Now the light in his eyes was suddenly taken away, which naturally made him flustered. Advertisement. It's time for the live broadcast of subduing Karakura to come to an end. After all, Hokage-sama seems to be going to war with other ninja villages. We can't let a small ninja village be destroyed, let Hokage-sama do it himself. Cheomung looked at the cracked Karakura who lost his sight and fired everywhere like a wounded beast, and murmured softly in his mouth. I don't know if it's a coincidence or an accident. His loyal murmur was not too loud, and it happened to be captured by the live broadcast system of Wanjie chat skirt. This also allowed every skirt friend who was watching the live broadcast to hear his whispers. Luo Hao. I'm a little touched, but I don't know why. At the same time, I feel a little sorry for Cheomung. Zhang Chulin. Tall. How tall is he? Aizen Sosuke. As far as dog licking is concerned, I, Aizen Sosuke, would like to call you Mewtwo the strongest. Aceeds. As far as sons are concerned, Aceeds originally called you Whitebeard the scariest. Whitebeard. What kind of son did Laozi take? Whitebeard. Laozi originally thought that an excellent son like Billion would be hard to find in all worlds, but Laozi never thought that Crouching Dragon and Phoenix Cub could appear at the same time in an ordinary chat dress of 10,000 worlds, even more so. What's amazing is that Laozi adopted both Wolong and Fengshu as his sons at the same time. Luo Hao. Isn't that great? You can take Fengshu and Wolong as sons at the same time, and you can rest assured about your future. 8883. Quote. In the world of elves, Cheomung licked Luo Hao indiscriminately through the live broadcast of Wanjie's chat skirt, and his body gradually emitted a dazzling blue light. As he stretched his hands forward, streaks of blue light converged on his fingertips like tiny dragons. In just a short moment, a blue ball of light exuded a terrifying attraction, which could pull and attract all matter, energy, and even spiritual power. Planetary devastation. Advertisement. Cheomung let out a low drink, and threw his right hand up into the air. 0. The blue light ball immediately floated above Karakura's head, and then an irresistible gravitational force exploded in a mighty and boundless gesture. The sea water with a radius of thousands of meters began to flow backwards and began to go up into the sky. Except for half of the mouth, the rest of Karakura's body has been blocked in a miniature Earth made by Mewtwo. Cheomung said word by word. The nearby islands began to break apart, turning into rocks and flying into the air. Surrender to God, obey God's will. The endless sea water and the rocks formed by the shattering of small islands instantly blocked the cracked Karakura. What did you do to me? Looking around, Karakura's head seems to be entrenched with a miniature version of the Earth. But being alone doesn't mean you like to face endless darkness and loneliness alone. Then I will banish you to the starry sky, and let you feel the endless darkness and loneliness. Cracked Karakura looked proud and unyielding. In the end, even Karakura, who flew wildly on the sea surface to destroy the death light, was pulled into the blue light ball. Being locked in the planetary devastation forever, and then the light was captured again, just living like this for a lifetime, even a super beast cannot accept it. At his words, there was a haughty crack in Karakura's body. Want to subdue me? Dream. Ocean currents, islands, and animals in the sea are all absorbed on the blue light sphere under the pull of gravity. You too can transcend endless pain and become a part of God. Don't look at super mythical beasts like Karakura and Feng Wang who are basically solitary and do not live in groups with other elves. Mewtwo's indifferent, majestic voice came to crack Karakura's 3.1 mind. Advertisement. Chapter 120 Crack Karakura, you are the blue dragon of dawn. Advertisement. How? You are willing to face the eternal darkness and loneliness in the starry sky. Join Shao, and atone for your past vegetarian behavior as a super beast. Mewtwo looked down on Karakura condescendingly. If you join Akatsuki, what do you want me to do? Cracked Karakura's face was gloomy. He doesn't know what Akatsuki is. The solitary life of 10,000 years has already made him bohemian and loves freedom. Not to mention obeying an organization, even he has never obeyed others. Obey God's will and obey the great administrator, Luo Hao. He is a great existence that transcends and rules all super divine beasts and divine beasts. Words and deeds can guide the elves to peace. As a high-quality 30-year-old professional licking dog, Cheomung certainly would not place himself higher than Luo Hao. He claimed to be a god, claiming that he had inherited the will of heaven pain, and opened the branch of Akatsuki to the world of elves. Luo Hao, who is an administrator, naturally cannot be lower than him. Being able to rule all super beasts and beasts including himself, the name of Lord of the Gods was given to Luo Hao by Cheomung without hesitation. Even a super divine beast as strong as Cheomung obeys him, this administrator. What kind of existence is Luo Hao? Is he stronger than Arceus who gathers all the tablets? Thinking of this, Karakura couldn't help feeling a little awe of Luo Hao, whom he had never met before. After all, the elves are a race where the strong are respected. The reason why Karakura is called a super beast is not because of the scarcity of the number, but because he has the power emperor that surpasses the elves and the beasts. Who exactly is an administrator? After thinking for a long time, Karakura finally couldn't help asking. Advertisement. Cheomung heard the words, but did not speak. It's just that a pair of eyes were once again covered by blue light. At the same time, Karakura found images popping up in his mind. Whitebeard with a knife that cleaves 1,000 meters of sea. Seeds with frozen lands. There is Aizen Sosuke who raises 1,000 feet of yellow sand with his gestures. There is Zhang Chulin who does not shake Billion and is at the bottom of 10,000 years. There is also a loyal servant of the administrator, Cheomung. And the members who were pulled into the Wanjie chat skirt were all led by the administrator, Luo Hao. How? After a while, Mewtwo asked Karakura. Brother Chao, don't be so introverted. We are all on our own, you can call me whatever you want within a week. Cracked Karakura watched Mewtwo silently. At this time, the light that he had taken away by the dark technique has been restored. But when he saw Cheomung's appearance clearly again, his cold Longan eyes were no longer hostile. Luo Hao. I feel like I have unintentionally subdued a very amazing super beast. Zhang Chulin. Seeds. Whitebeard, in addition to Wolong Cheomung and Fengshu Billion, there is another little crack, are you interested in taking another son? Whitebeard. Aizen Sosuke. Are all the super beasts in the elf world so amazing? If there are a few more such super beasts, wouldn't I, someone like me, not even have a number in Hokage's heart? At this time, Aizen Sosuke really couldn't sit still. He never expected that this world of elves, which was completely ignored by him before, would produce such a large number of talents. Advertisement. Before, He thought that there was a super mythical beast like Mewtwo in the elf world, which was already rare in 10,000 years. Unexpectedly, another Karakura named Xiaoxi came soon. Although this Xiao Li is not a member of Wanjie chat skirt, once the other party becomes the super beast of Luo Hao, the administrator, isn't it equal to their skirt friends to some extent? At least, Luo Hao, the administrator, can bestow on Karakura the benefits received by members of the Myriad Realms chat skirt. Competitive pressure is increasing. Cheomung saw that Karakura entered the state in an instant, and put himself in the position of the dog among dogs, and couldn't help comforting him. It seems that after getting Hogyoku and leaving Soul Society, I have to go to the real world first. It is only there that I can greatly improve my workplace skills. Quote. Finally, his advice was not in vain. Although Kuchiki looked uncareable at the beginning, but after some self-cultivation, he immediately became a great doctor. With such a douchebag by his side, isn't it just around the corner for him to become a super master in the chat skirt of Wanjie? In the name of Tiandao Cheomung, I officially grant you the seat of Qinglong of Dawn. Quote. Crack Karakura has a huge dragon face. I thought you were just a stubborn rock, but it turns out that you are just a rough jade that has not been carved. Whether my little brother can achieve today's future depends entirely on Brother Chao's guidance. Aizen Soyukai took out a notebook and scribbled down his future plans. Not bad. Children can be taught. 607. Well said, well said. Luo Hao and others who were watching the live broadcast were stunned. Small crack. Very good. Blue light flashed in Cheomung's eyes, and a huge dragon ring engraved with a blue character appeared out of thin air, and then it was put on one of Karakura's sharp claws. You listen, starting today, you are an organized person. Advertisement. Chapter 121 I will always be Konoha's Uchiha Kyoka. Advertisement. From this blue letter tailor-made for Karakura, it can be seen that Cheomung has been prepared for a long time. He didn't just open his mouth to open a branch of Akatsuki in the elf world. Instead, he carefully prepared all the necessary things for the Xiao organization. In addition to the ring, Cheomung also took out a black-bottomed fire-burning red cloud robe carefully designed by him, and put it on Karakura's body. This uniform was tailor-made for Karakura by using the rocket's high-tech equipment and combining his own superpowers. Not only is the size very suitable, but the design style is also very trendy. At least Karakura, who has been nude for countless years, wore it on her body. Not only did she feel no discomfort at all, but she also liked this dragon robe quite a bit. I'll send you to Hokage-sama first. At present, I have to subdue other super beasts for Mr. Hokage. He can't have a super beast by his side to support him. How dedicated and professional Cheomung is. Workplace skills are definitely full. While Aizen Sosuke was stunned by his operation, he couldn't help picking up his notebook to record all his data, hoping to learn a little bit from him. Brother Chao, what super beasts do you want to subdue? Cracked Karakura nodded. He also wanted to meet the great administrator himself. In addition to your two fellow countrymen, Kyoka and Goulardo, there are also Fangwang, Lugia, and Dream. Cheomung didn't hide anything, and directly stated his plan. I can't help you with Phoenix King, Lugia, and Mengmong. It's not my place after all. But this Kyoka and Goulardo, I know them well. Every time they fight, I come to persuade them. Let me show you the way. With me here, I guarantee you can save a lot of effort. Like a traitor, Karakura volunteered to betray his fellow countrymen. Advertisement. But Hokage-sama is about to start a war with Cloud Shinobi Village. He didn't even have a super beast in his hand. Quote. Cheomung heard that, although he was a little moved, he also had his own considerations. In his opinion, what a noble status Luo Hao is as an administrator. Even if you just kill Cloud Shinobi Village to play because you're bored, you can't end it yourself. At least they have to pass the level of these super beasts. As that's so, after hearing this, Karakura also felt that Cheomung's consideration made sense. Even if he is not there, it will only take a little more time for Cheomung to conquer Goulardo and Kyoka at most. But if Luo Hao is offended by the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village in the end if he is not there, the loss outweighs the gain. Luo Hao. Chao Meng, I just asked Lu Ju, and Konoha still needs an hour of preparation work. Cheomung. An hour. Luo Hao. Not bad. You still have at least 1 hour to subdue the super beast. Little crack, Lord Hokage just sent me a message saying that there is still an hour left. The Cloud Shinobi collapse plan is about to start. Can you catch up? Cheomung glanced at the sudden message from Luo Hao, and immediately asked Karakura beside him. 10 minutes. Crack Karakura raised a sharp claw and said proudly. Okay, I believe you. This is your first task after joining the organization. Don't let Brother Chao lose the chain for me. Cheomung saw that Karakura said so confidently that he gave up the idea of packing him and sending him to Luo Hao immediately. Watch the show. Cracked Karakura took a tooth made of rock, picked it leisurely, and then flew towards the distant sea with Mewtwo. Advertisement. 10 minutes later, Cheomung slowly landed on an uninhabited island on the border of Fengyuan area. Do you remember what I said clearly? Cheomung glanced across the 3 green, red, and blue behemoths in front of him. Wherever Master Hokage wills, you are my enemy. Cracking Karakura entrenched in midair, said with an unquestionable tone. Backquote where the leaves of the trees are dancing, the fire is also alive. The firelight will continue to illuminate the village and cause new leaves to sprout. I, Xiao Ji Yu, am the heir to the will of fire. Goulardo's head was up to the sky, his feet were on the ground, like a Buddha Sarutobi Hiruzen possessed, with his head held high and his chest raised. Good, Xiaogu, you have already obtained the essence of the will of fire. What about you? Oh, Cheomung praised Goulardo, and then Baigaoka. Maio will always be Uchiha from Konohagakure. Floating on the sea, Gyoka Fangfu inherited Uchiha Itachi's will. Facing Cheomung's inquiry, he replied word by word with a sonorous voice to Zhao Zhao. Brother Chao, my two younger brothers are not bad. Karakura, who was suspended in midair, nodded happily. After all, he is the younger brother brought out by him. It took him quite a few minutes for Gyoka and Goulardo to comprehend and inherit the will of fire. Have a future. Given time, it will become a great weapon. A glimmer of appreciation flashed in Cheomung's eyes. In just 10 minutes, Goulardo and Kyoka have made such great progress. This seems to him to be quite rare. With these three green, red, blue, and time ranked by Lord Hokage's side, he doesn't have to worry about his status being shaken by troublemakers like Aizen Sosuke. Advertisement. Chapter 122 Pirates Know. One super beast. Whitebeard comes. Advertisement. Luo Hao. I didn't expect that the will of fire improved by Sarutobi is quite easy to use. After going to the world of elves, I don't feel acclimatized. Zhang Chulin. As expected of Brother Chao, isn't this a great achievement? It will take time. Why don't you two go to heaven? Cheomung. What did you call me just now? Zhang Chulin. Master Dog, is Master Chao. Acedes. Whitebeard, are you interested in the three sons of green, red and blue? Whitebeard. Get out, Aizen Sosuke. There are two more competitors. These super ancient beasts are amazing. Cheomung. Master Hokage, I have prepared the three super beasts you ordered. Xiao Chao, please be ready to sign for receipt. Compared with Aizen Sosuke's solemnity and fear, Luo Hao is amazed at Xiao Chao. Faced with such a hardworking Cheomung, Luo Hao, who was moved by Cheomung's live broadcast, couldn't help but become a gold master before he sent Karakura, Goulardo, and Kyoka to 713, throwing red envelopes one after another with great pride. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Facing the red envelope that directly gave Bapping the interface of Wanjie chat skirt, everyone was stunned. They didn't expect that there was such a benefactor hidden in the skirt chat. Zhang Chulin. Damn it. There are 5 red envelopes. Acedes. A man who becomes an administrator is different. He has an indescribable nouveau riche air in every gesture. Aizen Sosuke. As expected of Dob Hokage-sama, once you make a move, you are extraordinary. Advertisement. Whitebeard. Master Hokage, do you still accept super beasts? Laozi Whitebeard, the #1 super beast in the pirate world, join us. Luo Hao. Zhang Chulin. Father, you are so cool. Zhang Chulin. Boss Luo just asked you to sell your personality, your knees, and do such shameless things with just 5 red envelopes. Are you still the strongest man in the world that Zhang Chulin respects? Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket administrator Luo Hao sent a red envelope, please check it, close black lens bracket. Zhang Chulin. Master Hokage, Daddy, the pirate's super beast, is old. Without your help, even the big Uzumaki spider can give him a knife. I wish Akainu happiness, and he will be out of breath, he can't do it. Zhang Chulin. The world's #1 super beast under one person, Zhang Chulin joins in. Luo Hao, Whitebeard, Mewtwo, Acedes, Aizen Sosuke. It's no surprise to Luo Hao, Acedes and the others that Billion made such a move. But he never expected that Whitebeard was also involved. The behavior of the father and son directly incarnated as a super god beast, stunned all the skirt friends. Really, advertisement, dignity, force and so on are simply vulnerable in front of red envelopes. If 5 is not enough, then 10 red envelopes can definitely sweep everything. These bastards. How dare they steal my job? Brother Chao, calm down. Skirt friend Cheomung sent a red envelope, please check it. These guys' methods are getting more and more brutal. Cheomung didn't care to open the 10 red envelopes that Luo Hao rewarded him, and immediately packed Karakura, Goulardo and Gayluka 3 super beasts with Cheomung balls, and then stuffed them into the red envelopes. You open the red envelope of the skirt friend Cheomung, and get Kyoka ×1. After Cheomung woke up from his stupor, he was so angry that his mental strength was soaring. Remember, you must perform well. You open the red envelope of Mewtwo, and get Karakura ×1. Crack Karakura at the side saw Cheomung, who had always been holding Jirju, looking like his superpower was out of control, and flew over to comfort him. Phew, I'll send you all to Master Hokage right now. You open the red envelope of the skirt friend Cheomung, and get Goulardo times 1. As soon as the red envelope was opened, 3 Cheomung balls specially made by Cheomung, which could even carry super beasts, appeared on the desk immediately. The whole small island at the foot of Goulardo was lifted up from the sea and rose into the air. So you must make full use of the workplace skills I impart to you, and you must not let Whitebeard and their group of green lotuses take away our dog-licking position. Skirt friend Cheomung sent a red envelope, please check it. Skirt friend Cheomung sent a red envelope, please check it. When you were growing up, our opponents were also working hard to learn. In Hokage's office, Luo Hao saw that Cheomung had sent him 3 red envelopes, and immediately reached out to open them. Advertisement. Chapter 123 Konoha's luxury car is 3000, only marry Tsunade. Advertisement. What is this? Tsunade, who had just finished speeding the car with Luo Hao and had already finished her makeup, couldn't help asking angrily when she saw the 3 super dream balls suddenly appearing in front of her. You can understand that these are the 3 summoning beasts I have tamed. Luo Hao reached out and picked up the 3 super dream balls, and with a light touch, they immediately shrunk to the size of a finger. Summoning beast. Aren't you always very demanding of summoning beasts? It also needs appearance, strength, and style. Not even 10,000 snakes can enter your Dharma eyes. Hearing this, Tsunade became even more interested. As for Luo Hao, an old driver who often takes her to drag racing, she not only knows how advanced his driving skills are, but also knows how harsh the other party's requirements are for summoning beasts. When Orochimaru taught Luo Hao the summoning technique, he directly refused to sign the summoning contract because 10,000 snakes were too ugly, too weak, and not qualified to be his summoning beast. For this reason, Wan Snake was so angry that he ran over from Raichi Cave and had a fight with Luo Hao. As a result, if it wasn't for Orochimaru's intercession, Wan Snake would have received the bento decades in advance. When Lu Ju's preparations are over and the Cloud Shinobi collapse plan can be fully launched, you will know. Luo Hao pretended to be mysterious and said, "Don't say pull it down." Although Tsunade said so, his eyes glanced at Luo Hao's waist from time to time. Apparently, she really wanted to know what kind of summoning beast could satisfy such a hard-to-serve driver as her own driver. Although Luo Hao just brought her new car home, she has watched Luo Hao grow from a young driver to a veteran driver. It is natural to know how harsh and tricky Luo Hao's aesthetics and requirements are. Take herself for example. Konoha's brand new luxury car costs 3,000 yuan, but few of them can catch Luo Hao's eyes. In the end, the only one he could marry and take home was his luxury car with bright lights. Advertisement. Although choosing a summoning beast is not like buying a car, in terms of requirements, it is really no less than buying a car. Okay, don't worry about my summoning beast anymore. I have prepared something for you. Newlyweds. Going out to travel through One Piece world, Luo Hao certainly didn't forget the new car at home. After returning home, he not only wiped the new car clean, but also prepared luxury car accessories for Tsunade. What? As soon as Tsunade heard it, his attention was diverted. Remember this thing. Luo Hao took one right hand, and a white mask instantly enveloped his palm. Although he didn't do anything, the appearance of the white mask still made the surrounding atmosphere tremble. Remember. What's wrong? Tsunade blushed slightly. Uchiha Obito made a big fuss about Konoha and released 9 tails on the night they were still in the bridal chamber. Luo Hao's shock fruit, how could she not remember it? Actually, this is not a new technique I developed, but an ability I got from a sea treasure called Devil Fruit. I ate Paramesh's shock fruit, so I gained the ability to trigger green movements at will. Quote. Luo Hao took out 2 devil fruits while talking. That means, I eat them and gain abilities similar to shock fruit. Upon hearing this, Tsunade's eyes suddenly lit up with joy. After all, it is one of the Sannin who walked out of the dead piles of World War II and World War III. For a powerful ability like shock fruit, not only does she not resist, but she even yearns for it. Advertisement. Especially this kind of power was given to her by Luo Hao. 0 for flowers. Exactly. But generally speaking, each person can only eat 1 devil fruit. Once you eat the second one, you will die. Only a very rare existence can eat the second devil fruit. Quote. But in the end, although the research on Hashirama cells was successful, 90% of Konoha shinobi patients only got better after being fused with Hashirama cells, chakra doubled on the original basis in Otami. She wasn't angry about this. Luo Hao explained. Luo Hao pushed a green pineapple-shaped devil fruit in front of Tsunade. Now that she can only eat one, it makes her a little bit tangled, not knowing which one to choose. Even first Hokage himself nodded in support of this Hashirama cell research project, and she naturally would not object. Tsunade's eyes sparkled when he heard that. Originally, she wanted to eat up the 2 devil fruits in front of her in one go. And he is one of the very few who can eat the 3rd devil fruit. As soon as Tsunade heard it, his slightly feverish mind suddenly sobered up a lot. She also knew that Luo Hao and Orochimaru were making a big deal about Hashirama cells. Aren't you always annoyed that you didn't inherit the wood style from first Hokage, so you can only use first Hokage's passive as a big move? Because Luo Hao and Orochimaru used Impure World Reincarnation to revive first Hokage before they made Hashirama cells, and they did it with the consent of her grandfather. Blackbeard is such a very rare existence. What are the abilities of these 2 devil fruits? People like him, if you look at the ninja world, you probably won't find another one. This devil fruit can perfectly solve your needs. Quote. As this, a devil fruit that lets you use wood style. Advertisement. Chapter 124 When wood style flooded into a river. Advertisement. As for the remaining 10% Konoha shinobi who were fused with Hashirama cells, Orochimaru was not disappointed. Not only did chakra skyrocket several times, but even wood style was awakened. The flood of wood style once made Orochimaru and other Konoha executives excited and crazy. These wood style ninjas were also very competitive. All of them joined the Konoha construction team with Yamato as the captain, contributing to Konoha's garden and house construction. Fortunately, these wood-style ninjas managed to make some achievements in the end, otherwise Orochimaru would have smashed the extremely tall wood-style signs to these ninjas, and Orochimaru would have almost destroyed all of these wood-style ninjas humanely. 8e. Taking this into consideration, and adding that she is the granddaughter of first Hokage, Tsunade has never used Hashirama cells. This is Logia's superior fruit, Mumu fruit. After you eat it, not only can you freely manipulate wood, a natural element, but you also have the ability to turn elements into wood. Except for a few abilities such as Armament Haki, Fire Style, and Shanju, which can hurt you after elementalization, it basically ignores all physical and energy attacks. Once you have developed Mumuguo to the point of awakening, coupled with the Sage mode you learned from Wetbone Forest, you will definitely be able to revive the wood style, a Golden Creek signature. Quote. Luo Hao explained, since Yamato established the wood style construction team, the wood style signboard that first Hokage worked so hard to smash has been smashed. For this, Tsunade did not fail to trouble Orochimaru. Even Senju Hashirama, who was curious about how his cells were researched, was uploaded by Luo Hao in Pure World Reincarnation, and learned that Konohagakure did not have an extra army of ninja gods, but instead had an extra wood-style construction team. No Rear Admiral Orochimaru hangs up and hits. What about this one? Is it also Logia devil fruit? Hearing what he said, Tsunade almost couldn't help but ate Mumu fruit in one gulp. Fortunately, years of practice allowed her to resist this urge at critical moments. She could have forgotten that there were 2 devil fruits that Luo Hao took out. No. It's the zone. Luo Hao shook his head. If you eat it, you will turn into an animal. Tsunade pushed the zone devil fruit away in front of him with a look of disgust. Advertisement. If she becomes an animal, is she still a human? How will she and Luo Hao drive in the future? Are you sure you don't want to? Luo Hao looked at Tsunade playfully. Is there anything wrong? Tsunade hesitated for a moment, but still asked weakly. After people eat Zone's devil fruit, they will indeed turn into animals. But this devil fruit is a phantom beast in Zone. Human fruit phantom beast angel form. Quote. Luo Hao seemed to be smiling at Tsunade. Will you become an angel if you eat it? Tsunade's eyes lit up. There are also many movies and myths about angels in the ninja world. If it was an animal, she would naturally keep it at a respectful distance. But if it is an angel with good looks and holiness, then it is another matter. You're absolutely right. Different from normal zone ability users. After eating the devil fruit of this phantom beast, not only can he gain the ability to transform into an angel, but he can also control a special ability called Holy Light. The fruit ability is developed to the level of awakening, which will greatly improve the recovery ability and combat effectiveness. Quote. Luo Hao pushed this angelic phantom beast fruit in front of Tsunade again. Which one should I choose? Tsunade frowned slightly. Choosing this kind of thing, whether it is a good thing or a bad thing, will make people tangled. 0. If there was only one Mumu fruit, she would eat it without any hesitation. Advertisement. But there was another devil fruit in the shape of a phantom beast and an angel, so she hesitated. Think slowly, don't rush. Anyway, there are still dozens of minutes before the battle with Cloud Shinobi Village. Think it over, and then go to Cloud Shinobi Village to show off your new cards. Luo Hao tapped on the table lightly without urging Tsunade. Isn't that the Cloud Shinobi crash plan? Only Nara Shirju and Hitaki Sakumo are so caring and serious. This kind of thing of destroying Cloud Shinobi Village to play, in his opinion, it is impossible to even kill a person. Tsunade nodded, thinking seriously. Gradually, time passed by every minute and every second. It wasn't until Naruto rushed into the office that the hesitant Tsunade finally made up his mind, reached out and picked up one of the devil fruits and ate it in one bite. Vomit. Tsunade turned pale and almost vomited. Hiss. Congratulations, Lord 4th Generation. Naruto looked at Tsunade's 2.2 situation. As someone who had been there, he first congratulated Luo Hao, and then immediately called Luo Hao's #1 disciple and Konoha's #1 leader Might Guy over. Guy, Cloud Shinobi crash plan, you don't have to go. Naruto's words stunned Might Guy. Why? As a man, youth does not allow me to retreat. Might Guy said excitedly. Because you have bigger plans than destroying Cloud Shinobi. Lord Hokage's new car. No, wife, she is pregnant. Naruto explained word by word. Advertisement. Chapter 125 Hokage Live, Cloud Shinobi Crash Plan. Advertisement. What? Might Guy froze. Mistress is pregnant. The teacher is really amazing. Just a few days after bringing the new car home from Konoha, it was successfully refitted. You also know about Kushina. At that time, she was attacked by Uchiha Obito because of childbirth. Now Tsunade-sama's stomach is given by 4th Hokage. We are going to fight against Konoha at this time, there is no guarantee that those conspirators in the dark will not jump out to play tricks. Naruto said earnestly. After all, it is the blood of my best friend. Can he not care? He quietly recorded which car leaked oil and did not leak oil every month. It's because I'm afraid that the blood of my good friend will be lost. Master Lu Ju, don't worry. Guy will defend Master Tsunade to the death. When Might Guy heard this, he was so excited that he opened the car on the spot. Incarnation of the guy who blocks people from killing people and Buddha from killing Buddhas. Bang. 30 inches fart. I've only been married for a few days, so I'm pregnant. As a master of medicine, I don't know it myself, how do you know? Gasping from the smell of devil fruit, Tsunade immediately sent Nara Shikahisa to the intensive care unit of Konoha Hospital with one punch. What? Might Guy froze. Fake. Then his 8-second ult was for nothing. Advertisement. Don't pay attention to him. Your mistress just ate some unpalatable food and just wanted to vomit. Quote. Luo Hao shook his head dumbfounded. He also tasted the taste of devil fruit. That shang, eating it once is enough for a lifetime of aftertaste. Fortunately, he obtained the ability of the second shining fruit through Blackbeard's dark fruit. Otherwise, he might not have the courage to eat the second devil fruit. Oh, Might Guy let out a little lost voice. Just now, he was thinking that after the teacher's child was born, he would pass on all he had learned to the other party. Let him become a youthful and passionate man like himself. Master 4th generation, where is Lu Ju? Didn't I ask him to come and inform you that the vanguard is ready to go to Cloud Shinobi at any time? Not long after Nara Shikajufe went to Konoha Hospital, Hitaki Sakumo also came. He's been busy working on the Cloud Shinobi crash plan lately, so he's tired out. Just now I asked Tsunade to send him to Konoha Hospital for recuperation. This time Cloud Shinobi collapsed the plan, and he didn't have to go to the front line. Quote. After preparing for a full day, Luo Hao's heart also rose with long-lost blood. For most ninjas, Ninja World War is a dream library of despair, cruelty, and people should keep away from it. But for him, Ninja World War is just a show to please him. As that's so, Hitaki Sakumo was a little suspicious. If he remembers correctly, a few minutes ago Naruto looked refreshed. Why did I just come to Hokage's office and fell ill? But thinking of the imminent battle, he temporarily put aside the matter of Nara Shikaku. On the other side, Luo Hao, who was sitting at the desk, thought that the Cloud Shinobi collapse plan was about to be implemented, and it might even affect the whole body at that time. Destroy a Cloud Shinobi village, and it will turn into the 4th Ninja World War in minutes. Advertisement. He opened the Wanjie chat skirt and left a message with all the skirt friends so that they would not find him when the time came. Luo Hao. The Cloud Shinobi collapse plan is about to start, let's chat, roar. Zhang Chulin. Damn it. Are you really going to fight the 4th Ninja World War? Whitebeard. Live. Must be live. Mewtwo. Master Hokage, Xiao Chaowa will definitely send the remaining 3 super beasts to you before you destroy Cloud Shinobi. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, the 2 great powers in your world collide, how can we miss it? Acedes. Let me see how many things there are in Cloud Shinobi village, which is as famous as Konoha, your commander. It's hard to be generous. Since everyone wanted to watch him broadcast Cloud Shinobi's collapse plan, Luo Hao also started the live broadcast. Administrator Luo Hao launched a live video, Cloud Shinobi crash plan. Let's go. After starting the live broadcast, Luo Hao immediately stretched out a finger, and the chakra threads wrapped around the wrists of Tsunade, Might Guy and others. In the next second, everyone in 633 in Hokage's office had disappeared. At the same time, several figures suddenly appeared in front of the Konoha gate. It was Luo Hao and his group who were still in Hokage's office just now. At this time, besides them, there was a group of Konoha shinobi standing near the Konoha gate. As the vanguard of the expedition to Cloud Shinobi, every ninja participating is at least at the level of elite Chunin. Master 4th generation, Luo Hao had just arrived, and all the ninjas present seemed to be rehearsing. With a swipe, all of them half-kneeled on the ground without exception. Immediately afterwards, his name was shouted out by Konoha shinobi like a wave. Even people far away in the center of Konohagakure can hear the shouts of ninjas. Get up. Luo Hao took a look around everyone, and a voice that was not too loud came to everyone's ears clearly. Ninjas who can stand here should know what our group of ninjas are doing. War. And it may be the 4th Ninja World War. Advertisement. Chapter 126 Gentlemen. We are in front of us, absolutely invincible. Advertisement. Luo Hao's words made everyone's heart tremble. But none of the Konoha shinobi players showed war weariness or fear on their faces. On the contrary, every ninja is like a lion returning from a great victory, full of arrogance and unyielding momentum. First World War, Second World War, Third World War. This ninja war repeats itself like a reincarnation. Every time Konoha is invaded by the 4 great ninja villages. But this time it was different. Konoha will no longer have this kind of repeated war. Because, this is the battlefield under my command. After this battle, the structure of the ninja world will be rewritten by us. Cloud Shinobi, and even the Kingdom of Thunder will be erased from the ninja world by us. From now on, there will be no more sayings that the 5 major ninja villages will be side by side in the ninja world. There will only be one major ninja village, that is Konoha. There will not be only one war like this. After Cloud Shinobi, it's the other Rock Shinobi, Sand Shinobi, Mist Shinobi. You will be the pioneers of a new era with me. Luo Hao's words, put Buddha opened a brand new door for all Konoha Shinobi participants present. Let them see a door to peace in the ninja world and a new era in the ninja world from the upcoming war. Willing to work hard for Lord 4th Generation. At this moment, not only the vanguard knelt down towards Luo Hao. Advertisement. Even Hitaki Tsukumo, Namikaze Minato, Might Guy, Uchiha Shisui, and even Orochimaru, who was the teacher of the 4th generation, who went out together. They all knelt down towards Luo Hao. At this time, besides Luo Hao, the only one standing there is his luxury car, no, his wife Tsunade. But even Tsunade, she took a few steps back slightly, making Luo Hao the absolute center, the absolute focus in the eyes of all Konoha shinobi players. My lords, we are invincible in front of us. Luo Hao raised his hands, motioning for everyone to get up. In front of us, there is absolutely no opponent. When Hitaki Tsukumo and others heard it, they felt that they were all in a hurry to come up on the spot. An indescribable feeling of comfort instantly swept over their bodies and minds. There are also a group of Konoha shinobi who feel the same way. As if they had received the powerful blessing from Captain Aizen in the Shinigami world, they raised their heads to the sky and shouted proudly. Zhang Chulin, Aizen Sosuke, Acetus. Could it be Whitebeard? I probably guessed something. However, unlike the high-pitched and soaring shouts that were everywhere on their side, the many skirt friends who were witnessing this swearing-in meeting through the Wanjie chat skirt fell silent one after another. Especially Aizen Sosuke. While grilling rice, while watching the live broadcast, he suddenly felt that the food in his mouth was not tasty at all. He doesn't know why. Advertisement. Anyway, before hearing Luo Hao's words, we are ahead, we are invincible, he was in excellent health and delicious. Zhang Chulin. Captain Aizen, you should listen to Her Majesty the Queen. Boss Luo has already started talking about your lines before he set off. You can imagine that when he arrives at Cloud Shinobi Village, he will talk to Cloud Shinobi when we fight, how aggressive will we be? Whitebeard. Boy Luo is here again. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, why don't you take a break? I think it's better for me to help you fight this good Cloud Shinobi collapse plan. 11. Acedes. No wonder Hokage-sama didn't plan to broadcast this great event of Ninja World War to us at first. Aizen Sosuke. Gentlemen, I suddenly regretted letting Lord Hokage broadcast this Cloud Shinobi collapse plan. Aizen Sosuke. I don't know why. Anyway, I think that after watching the entire Cloud Shinobi collapse plan, there is a good chance that someone in my blue will not want to live. Whitebeard. Luo Hao Sosuke is ready to go live. His Aizen Sosuke will be fully played by Luo Hao. He ran to the world of Hokage, although he had to be a free labor force for a while, and became Luoku's gold medal fighter. Zhang Chulin. I'm ashamed to have seen Boss Luo force Captain Aizen to pretend all, so that Captain Aizen has no more to pretend to be. Acedes. You should take advantage of the time now, read more books, and think of some new lines. If Luo Hao is allowed to continue to wander on his own in the Cloud Shinobi collapse plan, after a war, he can be sure that what Zhang Chulin said in the skirt chat will definitely happen. But in this way, he, Aizen Sosuke, can act uprightly to force what belongs to him. From then on, he will have nothing to pretend to be in the Shinigami world. Aizen Sosuke. Chu Lan, I don't know why. Anyway, the food in my mouth suddenly tastes like chewing wax. But ever since he heard Luo Hao's words, Masters, we are in front of you, we are invincible, he only felt that his legs were weak, his waist was sore, his body was not good at all, and he didn't like eating well. Hearing Zhang Chulin's words, Aizen Sosuke suddenly had the idea of crossing Hokage and personally helping Luo Hao destroy Cloud Shinobi Village. Zhang Chulin. I understand. Captain Aizen. Advertisement. Chapter 127 Fourth Raikage. Where's my good friend Sarutobi Hiruzen? Advertisement. Cloud Shinobi Village. Boom. In Raikage's office, the sturdy fourth Raikage, who looked like a brown bear, punched Karu to the wall not far away. There was a scene where adults were like hanging paintings. What about Tutai and Samui? Why did you come back alone? Fourth Raikage looked like a furious brown bear, the hair on the back of his head stood up like steel needles. Lord Tutai is dead. Before I left Konoha, I watched his body being hung by Hyuga Hiyashi at the gate of the Hyuga clan. As for Samui, it is said that Nara Shirju was imprisoned in Konoha prison. Quote. Karu spat out a mouthful of blood, but he didn't dare to neglect at all. Facing the furious fourth Raikage, he immediately told them all about their envoy to Konoha. Tell him. Since the matter of White Eyes was exposed, why did you come back? Fourth Raikage narrowed his eyes. There was a pair of Karu who didn't explain clearly, so he immediately took the stance of killing people. The reason why Tenon let me back is to give this thing to you, Master Raikage. Karu struggled to break free from the wall, and then carefully handed over a letter. Gauntlet. Fourth Raikage took the letter and looked at it, his expression changed drastically. He was very familiar with this kind of letter. In World War II and World War III, his father, Third Raikage, often issued such letters to Konoha. Tianan wants us to go to war. Darui, who had taken up the post of Fourth Raikage's guard at a young age, was also shocked when he heard the news. Advertisement. Is this still the Konoha they are familiar with? Since first Hokage, although Konoha has always been the strongest existence in the 5 great ninja villages, he has been influenced by the will of fire inherited from first Hokage. Even in Konoha's strongest period, they never took the initiative to declare war. In the past history of the ninja world, the strongest Konoha has always played the role of being beaten passively. Is it just because of the blind eye incident? Fourth Raikage is also a bit unbelievable. He is too familiar with Konoha's behavior and style. In his opinion, with Sarutobi Hiruzen in one day, Konoha, the King of Kings, will definitely have to keep scoring. How dare you take the initiative to declare war? How come this Hokage has been passed down to Luo Hao's generation, but the way of doing things has changed from before? Listen to Tenon. Yes. He did declare war on us, Cloud Shinobi, in the name of our treachery and voluntary tearing up of the peace treaty. Quote. Kuru nodded palely. That punch from Fourth Raikage just now was enough for him to go to the intensive care unit afterward. Are you sure you are declaring war, not asking for an explanation? Fourth Raikage couldn't help feeling dumbfounded. In his memory, what Konoha is best at is to protest to other ninja villages when things happen. Don't be pushed ultimate. Konoha will never start fighting. I'm sure. And Tenon also personally said, if Master Raikage doesn't go to Konoha to present the letter of surrender, he will come to Cloud Shinobi Village to visit you in person in a few days. Kuru lowered his head and said cautiously. When he said this, he was already ready for Dafa to be inserted into Wei-in Hospital. Because he knows Fourth Raikage's fiery temper all too well. Advertisement. Where is my good friend, Sarutobi Hiruzen? He is the most loyal ally of our Cloud Shinobi Village. Didn't he jump out and stop Tianren? Unexpectedly, after hearing his words, Fourth Raikage's first reaction was not to punch him into Cloud Shinobi Hospital, but to ask him calmly. There is no way, holding the third Hokage card in his hand, he is so confident. Even if Tenon has sent him a letter of war, as long as third Hokage is not dead, he will not worry about Konoha really fighting with their Cloud Shinobi for a day. Listen to Mabui. Third Hokage, Danzo, the older Konoha executives seem to have been sent to the intensive care unit of Konoha Hospital by Tenon. It is said that he has just been out of danger not long ago. I think they can't stop Tianren. Kuru breathed a sigh of relief, and then continued. Is it that bad? Fourth Raikage looked a little ugly. If it weren't for the wrong situation, he really wanted to visit third Hokage with a fruit basket. After all, this is a good friend of Cloud Shinobi. Without third Hokage's conscientious tossing Konoha over the years, forcibly tossing Konoha from a king size to a bronze trumpet, how could their Cloud Shinobi have such a glory these years? Master Raikage, since third Hokage has been sent to the intensive care unit, I think Konoha's declaration of war is probably true. I think it's time for his Cloud Shinobi to get ready for the battle too. Quote. Darui reminded. Tien Ren, the invincible figure of Luo Hao, who is like a god, appeared in Fourth Raikage's mind. If Sarutobi Hiruzen hadn't ignored the overall situation and teamed up with Danzo to play a wave of Tiensho operations, forcefully recalling Tianren to Konoha with 12 gold medals, it is estimated that Cloud Shinobi Village would have ceased to exist that year. After all, even third Raikage was beaten to death by Luo Hao at the gate of Cloud Shinobi Village. At that time, although Cloud Shinobi still had the power to fight, he was leaderless. If Sarutobi Hiruzen hadn't recalled Luo Hao at that time, it is estimated that he would have lost his role in Fourth Raikage now. Advertisement. Chapter 128 Minato, your speed is too slow. Advertisement. Notice, Ninja Village has entered the first level of wartime alert. Fourth Raikage took a deep breath and forcibly suppressed Luo Hao's nightmarish figure. Yes, Darui's heart trembled, and he was about to dodge to deliver Fourth Raikage's order. No, Lord Raikage, the perception team asked me to report to you that a large number of chakras were detected at a position about 100 kilometers east of Ninja Village. According to preliminary estimates, the number of people is at least 1,000 or more. Just as Darui was about to walk out of Raikage's office, a Cloud Shinobi Jonin rushed in hastily. What? Fourth Raikage suddenly stood up, his face full of shock. Come so fast. As soon as the letter of war was sent to us, their vanguard came. As expected of Tenon, who was famous all over the world for his blitzkrieg. The past few years have passed, and with his pervert talent, his strength is probably stronger than when he killed third Raikage back then. Quote. Darui's heart sank. During the Third Ninja World War, Luo Hao gave lessons to the 4 major ninja villages in the ninja world. Show them what blitz is. Within a day, travel across the battlefields of the 4 countries. Daddy Cloud Shinobi, Sand Shinobi, Mist Shinobi, and Rock Shinobi with unparalleled speed. Quick, activate the enchantment. Fourth Raikage almost growled. He is too familiar with Luo Hao's combat style. Although he has been careful all these years, he sent people to patrol around Cloud Shinobi Village 24 hours a day to ensure that the area around Cloud Shinobi Village was not left behind by Luo Hao. But even so, he was still worried. He is very clear that even without the Flying Thunder God, Luo Hao's physical speed is still unparalleled in the world. Advertisement. The distance of 100 kilometers is just a snap of the fingers for him. Yes, Jonin, who came to report, immediately rushed out of the door. Send someone to notify B. Let him come over immediately and gather at the gate of Cloud Shinobi. After the Fourth Raikage issued a series of emergency orders, he immediately took Darui and a group of Cloud Shinobi Jonin and hurried towards the door of the Cloud Shinobi dog. You wait here for me. On a high mountain 100 kilometers away from Cloud Shinobi Village, Luo Hao didn't let Namikaze Minato and the others continue to move forward, but let them stop in place. Are there any enemies? The white fang short sword subconsciously held by Hitaki Tsukumo's right hand. Can't sense chakra nearby. Namikaze Minato stretched out 2 fingers and pointed to the ground. This wooden pose is already the closest to Cloud Shinobi Village among the many Flying Thunder God wooden poses I left in the Land of Thunder. As for the other Flying Thunder God wooden formulas, they should have been sent by Cloud Shinobi Village to seal them. In other words, I can no longer use the Flying Thunder God to transfer all of you from the Konoha Gate to here as before. If Luo Hao's words were heard by 4th Raikage, he would be stunned. At the same time, he will also understand why Luo Hao and his party came so quickly. The vanguard arrived almost simultaneously with the gauntlet. Feeling Luo Hao and the others didn't use walking at all, but directly used Flying Thunder God to lead a 1,000-man army to jump into the space and reach the Land of Thunder. Master Hokage, let me go with you. Namikaze Minato suggested. No need. Minato, your speed is too slow. Quote. Luo Hao's words made Namikaze Minato suddenly embarrassed. Anyway, he is also the second fastest ninja world. In Luo Hao's mouth, he actually got a too slow evaluation. Advertisement. But in the next second, he fully understood why he, who possessed the Flying Thunder God technique, would be evaluated too slowly by Luo Hao. 0 for flowers. Wait for me a second. Before Luo Hao's voice reached everyone's ears, he had already disappeared into a golden light. After 0.5 seconds, the thing that caught everyone's eyes hadn't completely disappeared, appeared in front of everyone. Hiss. Seeing this scene, Namikaze Minato's scalp tingled with shock. Not only him, even Hitaki Sakumo and others looked at Luo Hao with hellish expressions. The only ones who were a little calmer are Tsunade, who also ate devil fruit, and Orochi, who knows devil fruit. Luo Hao, was that light just now? Do you have the ability to control light? Orochimaru asked with burning eyes. Before setting off, Luo Hao not only gave the devil fruit to Tsunade, but also gave 2 devil fruits to Daji. It's just that as a scientist who explores all truths, he didn't eat the devil fruit immediately after he got it. Instead, I plan to study it before taking it. To be precise, not only do I have the ability to control light, I can even become light. Luo Hao nodded. For Orochimaru, the teacher, he has no intention of hiding. No wonder just now I sensed Mr. Hokage that your chakra suddenly appeared 100 kilometers away, and then disappeared in an instant. It turns out that you flew 100 kilometers away at the speed of light in an instant, and then turned back the same way. Quote. Yamanaka said in shock. Speed of light. Namikaze Minato's eyes widened in disbelief. He has been chasing in Luo Hao's footsteps all these years. Although in his heart he already recognized Luo Hao, the 4th Hokage, from the bottom of his heart, and was even impressed by him, he never gave up on chasing Luo Hao. But in the past few days, he found himself getting farther and farther away from Luo Hao. Advertisement. Chapter 129 Sarutobi worships the heavens, with boundless mana. Advertisement. Nine Tails Night, Luo Hao shatters Tail Beast Bomb with one punch. Cloud Shinobi Crash Plan, Luo Hao turned into golden light, showing the speed of light. Each of the above abilities makes Namikaze Minato feel more powerful than ever. No wonder Hokage-sama says I'm slow. If I fight Lord Hokage again, he probably won't even need to use the Flying Thunder God technique, he can just turn into light and hang him up to fight. Thinking of this, Namikaze Minato couldn't help laughing bitterly. Without the Flying Thunder God, although his speed of the blinking technique is still extremely fast, there is no comparison with the speed of the glittering fruit. Especially in the hands of Luo Hao, the shining fruit, 490, is not comparable to that in Kizaru's hands in terms of power or speed. Let's go. Before everyone could recover from the shock brought by his shining fruit, Luo Hao stretched out a finger, and shot out thousands of chakra threads to wrap around the wrists of every Konoha shinobi. In the blink of an eye, thousands of Konoha shinobi standing on the mountain had disappeared out of thin air. At the same time, there are already thousands of Konoha shinobi practitioners at the gate of Cloud Shinobi Village. What? Has the barrier been opened? 4th Raikage, who had just reached the gate of Cloud Shinobi, also happened to see this scene. He was frightened by the scene of Luo Hao casting Flying Thunder God and leading thousands of ninjas to travel through space on the spot. Master Raikage, the barrier has been opened. Darui was also sweating coldly at this time. Is that human being? Advertisement. Although he doesn't know the Flying Thunder God technique, he also knows that this space-time ninjutsu is extremely expensive to use chakra. The farther you fly, the more chakra you consume. The more people you bring, the more chakra you will consume. With thousands of ninjas, jumping a distance of hundreds of kilometers in an instant. He felt horrible just thinking about it. Not only him, but thousands of Cloud Shinobi behind him were also shocked. Luo Hao's Flying Thunder God, with thousands of people in his hand, shocked them with horror and cold sweat on their faces. Long time no see, 4th Raikage. The last time we met here, it was already the time when I killed your father. Luo Hao walked to the gate of Cloud Shinobi step by step, and there was only a barrier between 4th Raikage and him. Tien Ren, what are you trying to do with these people blocking the door of my Cloud Shinobi village? 4th Raikage's face became ferocious, and his hands were tightly clenched. If he hadn't become Raikage, knowing that the overall situation is the most important thing, and at the same time knowing that he is definitely not Luo Hao's opponent, he would have rushed out to fight Luo Hao at this time. Didn't you already receive the gauntlet? But it doesn't matter if you don't get it. As you can see now, I'm here to finish what I didn't finish in WW3. The corners of Luo Hao's mouth raised, admiring 4th Raikage's ferocious but aggrieved face unscrupulously. This time, you are not so lucky. Unlike the time in the Third War, this time I have learned a lot. Advertisement. Before coming to Cloud Shinobi Village, I have already sent your good friend, Brother Sarutobi and his henchmen to the ICU of Konohagakure in advance, and let the ninjas in the village help them recuperate their bodies. In order to avoid the recurrence of the 12 gold medals summoning revolving heaven during World War III. Before I set off, I went to Konoha Hospital again to care, Brother Sarutobi and the others hand in hand, and then I will come to you to catch up. 0. As soon as he said this, although the hearts of 4th Raikage and other cloud shinobi gradually sank to the bottom of the valley, it also made Orochimaru, Tsunade and other Konoha executives shake their heads aside in embarrassment. No way. Our 4th Hokage is so headstrong. That's how arrogant it is. We all set off to fight the 4th Ninja World War, and I didn't forget to go to Konoha Hospital to pick up Sarutobi Hiruzen who was lying in the hospital bed and give him a good meal. It is also nicknamed. Before the team battle, Sarutobi worships the heavens, with boundless mana. In this regard, Orochimaru and others could only pretend that they did not hear Luo Hao's words, except for wry smiles. However, although the other Konoha shinobi members in the vanguard were also a little embarrassed, they were also very happy about Luo Hao's beating of Sarutobi Hiruzen. As the vanguard of the Konoha shinobi who came here following Luo Hao, they are all veterans who followed Luo Hao all the way to the gate of Cloud Shinobi in World War III. Sarutobi Hiruzen forcibly recalled Luo Hao with 12 gold medals back then, which eventually led to the failure of the plan to destroy Cloud Shinobi. The Konoha shinobi present was +0. It's just that it was the 3rd Hokage who was in power at the time. No matter how aggrieved and annoyed they were, they could only hold it in their hearts. Otherwise, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that he must wear small shoes. Tien Ren, B******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** completely blocked the only way back for our Cloud Shinobi. When 4th Raikage heard that Luo Hao sacrificed Sarutobi Hiruzen to heaven, he felt a chill in his heart. He knew that Cloud Shinobi Village's biggest capital to settle down was gone. Once the flag of Sarutobi Hiruzen falls, no one in the world can save him, 4th Raikage, and Cloud Shinobi Village. Advertisement. Chapter 130 Give me face, please don't touch someone's lines. Advertisement. Zhang Chulin. 3rd generation sacrifices to the heavens, with boundless magic power, this wave of operation is very beautiful. Whitebeard. Entering the hospital for the second time, this is really in line with Boy Luo's behavior. Aizen Sosuke. It seems that Hokage Dono and I have the same views on this aspect. Sure enough, heroes see the same thing. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, for the sake of mutual agreement, can we have a discussion in advance? I have no objection to this Cloud Shinobi village, but can I ask you to save me, don't touch someone's lines from me. Zhang Chulin. Captain Aizen, if you want to stop Boss Luo from pretending, you may have to go to the world of Hokage yourself. Aizen Sosuke. I'll think about it too. But I can't go away for the time being. In the world of Shinigami, Aizen Sosuke, who just walked out of the captain's office, had an extremely rare tangled look on his face. Rukia's 30 sentences are fully set. According to the original plan, I will pretend to be dead, and then start to operate on room 46. If I run to the world of Hokage at this time, what will Hogyoku do? On one side is Hogyoku, and on the other side is the line to maintain oneself. Shinigami forced the king. This makes Aizen Sosuke, who has always been bold and never sloppy in doing things, a little hesitant. In his previous opinion, Hogyoku must be the most important thing. But after entering the Wanjie chat skirt, he found that his style was even worse than that of Hogyoku do Yinyan. When Aizen Sosuke was making a difficult choice between Gerger and Hogyoku, in the world of Hokage, the war between the Konoha vanguard led by Luo Hao and the unhidden village of 4th Raikage was imminent. Lord Raikage, what should we do? The 3rd Hokage has been sacrificed to the sky by Tianren, and our only way out is completely blocked. Darui looked at the group of Konoha shinobi followers headed by Luo Hao at the door, with an unprecedented solemn expression on his face. Before coming here, I sent people to Mist Shinobi, Rock Shinobi and Sand Shinobi for help. Konoha is so powerful now, every day when our Cloud Shinobi falls, it will be their turn. I don't believe they will just watch the Konoha family dominate. Quote. Advertisement. Although 4th Raikage is very reckless, he can become the shadow of a village, and the ink in his belly is also very bad. Although the first wave of team battles hasn't even started yet, it's a bit embarrassing for Cloud Shinobi to be huddled in the Highland Tower, but the opposite Konoha's 5 national servers are the strongest, which really makes him dare not step out Highland Tower half step. Brother, can we just be blocked at the door of our house and watch Tien Ren go arrogance outside? Killer B said angrily. He who was once taught by Luo Hao to be a man single-handedly didn't even dare to rap when facing Luo Hao. During World War III, he was rapping in front of Luo Hao, and Luo Hao almost tied his tongue. Since then, once someone mentioned Tenon in front of him, he couldn't rap anymore. Go out and challenge him one-on-one. 4th Raikage glanced at Killer B. Brother, just pretend I didn't say it. Killer B was shocked in seconds. Not only him, even the 8 Tails Gyuki in him shrank his head suddenly when he heard 4th Raikage's words. Obviously, as 8 Tails, he was also taught by Luo Hao to be a tailed beast. Although Laozi doesn't want to admit it, he has to admit it. Once we leave the protection of the enchantment, even if Tianren doesn't make a move, we won't be able to please. While talking, 4th Raikage glanced at Tsunade, Hitaki Tsukumo, Namikaze Minato, Orochimaru, and Uchiha Shisui. Although the army commanded by Luo Hao only has 1,000 people, but despite his existence, there are already 5 cage-level powerhouses alone. On the contrary, on Cloud Shinobi's side, only Raikage and Killer Bee can play. Master Killer Bee, we can only wait. Darui sighed weakly. When will it be? Advertisement. Killer Bee exasperated. Wait until Rock Shinobi, Sand Shinobi, and Mist Shinobi's support arrives. Laozi didn't believe that Tianren could fight against our 4 great ninja villages at the same time with such a 1,000-man army. Fourth Raikage growled through gritted teeth. Although the development of our Cloud Shinobi is indeed far inferior to that of Konoha after Tenon took over, our past years have not been in vain. But the enchantment. Fourth Raikage lifted his foot aggrievedly and stepped on the ground to make a deep hole. Killer Bee is a little hard to swallow. Of course not. This time, we don't have to sit in the enchantment and be a coward like we did during World War III. Then, get ready for the tailed beast bomb. Could we just stand here and do nothing? Do not worry. Killer Bee was overjoyed at first when he heard this, but then he became worried. Could it be that they can only stand here today and watch Luo Hao show off his power outside? Fourth Raikage's cold eyes met Luo Hao's fiercely. In the third battle, they had already made a turtle with a retracted head. Before that, without Laozi's order, no one was allowed to take half a step out of the barrier. He has never forgotten this humiliation until now. As the son of Third Raikage, he could only watch helplessly as his father was hammered to death at the gate of the village by Luo Hao. This enchantment has been improved by us for several years, and it is already different from that of the past. Advertisement. Chapter 131 Let's Dance. Super Crack Karakura. Advertisement. Brother, I have already prepared for a big fight. I've been waiting for your words. Killer Bee's face was full of joy when he heard this. Go for it, B. Let Tianren know that our Cloud Shinobi is no longer the Cloud Shinobi of the past. Passive beatings will never happen to us again. Fourth Raikage growled under his breath. Gyuki, it's time to settle the account with Tien Ren about the 3 wars. Quote. After Killer Bee spoke to 8 tails in his body, blood-red chakra that was visible to the naked eye spewed out from his body. In the blink of an eye, his body has been covered with a tail coat. Not only that, but the number of chakra tails behind him is also increasing. Things are getting a little tricky. Seeing the change in Killer Bee, Namikaze Minato couldn't help shrinking his pupils slightly. Master Hokage, it seems that the past few years of Fourth Raikage have not been in vain. They must have improved the barrier after you beat them to the point where you didn't dare to leave the house in the third battle. Now this enchantment can not only protect them, but also attack us outside the inner enchantment. Quote. Hatake Tsukumo drew the white fang short sword with his right hand, and swiped across the barrier like lightning. Clang. His one blow is enough to easily take the life of an elite Jonin. But now that the white fang short sword landed on the barrier, except for ripples, the result of Cloud Shinobi village was not destroyed. Relying on the protection of the enchantment, and then let the Jinchuriki act as a fort to attack us unscrupulously. It's much more difficult than it was in the third battle. Orochimaru's snake eyes flashed with fear. Leaving aside Luo Hao, although they are only cage-level powerhouses, there are 5 of them, but compared to Chakra, they are definitely not as good as 8 Tails Gyuki, who is second only to 9 Tails Demon Fox. Advertisement. If the 8 Tails Jinchuriki really wanted to sit on the turret in the Highland Tower, it would really make them do nothing. After all, Tailed Beast Bomb can block 1 or 2 shots, can it also block 10 or 100 shots? With 8 Tails Chakra, it's not a problem to launch hundreds of Tailed Beast Bombs in a day. It's a pity that Kushina didn't come. Otherwise, even if Cloud Shinobi adopts this rogue slashing technique, we can afford it. Quote. Namikaze Minato sighed. It's useless to afford it. Fourth Raikage should have sent someone to the other 3 ninja villages for help. As time dragged on, what we had to face was not just Cloud Shinobi, but the 4 ninja villages. Quote. Hatake Tsukumo shook his head, then looked at Luo Hao. Not only him, but all the Konoha Shinobi players present looked at their 4th Hokage, Tianyu Luo Hao. During the 3 wars, countless times created a miracle that was considered impossible by everyone in the ninja world. They dared to surprise the Cloud Shinobi base camp with thousands of people, not because they had Namikaze Minato, the 5 cage-level powerhouses, but because they had Tianren Luo Hao. Raikage, do you want to dance too? Surrounded by the eyes of many Konoha Shinobi practitioners, Luo Hao suddenly smiled at 4th Raikage. What, you Tianren couldn't help but want to end in person as soon as you came. 4th Raikage sneered. You are not qualified to play with me. It's not me who really wants to end up playing with you, but him. Quote. Luo Hao spread out his palm, and a finger-sized Super Dream Ball landed in his palm. His summoning beast. It's finally coming out. Tsunade took a look, and a look of anticipation flashed in his eyes. When she was in Hokage's office, she was curious about what kind of existence could become Luo Hao's summoning beast. What? A strong vigilance rose in 4th Raikage's heart. Advertisement. Back then, he suffered a lot from Luo Hao's hands. Go. Crack Karakura. Luo Hao took out a red hat from somewhere with his left hand and put it on his head, tapped the front end of the Cheomung ball with his left hand, and then threw out the Cheomung ball that was enlarged to the size of a palm. Click. As soon as the Cheomung ball was opened, the Crack Karakura, who combined appearance, hockey, and force, stood in the sky above Wuin village with the disc in the 10 formations under the amazing and shocking eyes of many ninjas. Shout out. As soon as Crack Karakura appeared, he immediately let out a terrifying roar that shook the atmosphere into ripples. Facing the sudden Crack Karakura, even 4th Raikage's face became extremely gloomy. 4 dragon beards shining with golden light extend from the top of the dragon's horn and the sharp corners on both sides of the dragon's mouth. With just a long howl and a very aggressive appearance, he has already seen the strength of Karakura. The huge dragon body is inlaid with crystal clear gems one after another. What the hell is this? As soon as his words fell, Karakura raised his head to the sky and screamed again. That's what I mean. When Fourth Hokage heard this, an inexplicable uneasiness gradually rose in his heart. Fourth Hokage stared gravely at Karakura. Luo Hao looked at Fourth Hokage with a smile on his face. When the colorful light bathing Karakura's body dissipated, his image has changed drastically. Let's dance. Super crack Karakura. What do you mean by that? The dragon horns on the head have become even bigger, Haki giant. Compared with before, the super split Karakura is far better than the split Karakura before the super evolution in terms of momentum, body shape, appearance, and overall style. Under the shroud of a burst of colorful Madara bright light, his already huge body became bigger again, and at the same time his shape began to undergo further changes. Aren't you going to be scared to death later? The corner of Luo Hao's mouth curled up into a smile that was not of Nuo Zhao. Surprised. Advertisement. Chapter 132 Super Crack Karakura vs. 8 Tails. Master Hokage Showdown again. Advertisement. Monster. Where on earth did Tenon get such a monster summoning beast? At this moment, Fourth Hokage's face was so gloomy that it was about to drip water. Even facing the super cracked Karakura in front of him, he felt extremely depressed. As expected of Master Hokage. Master Hokage has another showdown. This whole card is one after another, and it will never be exhausted. Unlike the heavy, depressing crowd of Cloud Shinobi, all the Konoha Shinobi standing outside the gate of Cloud Shinobi village look motivated. Such a picture, they are too familiar. During the 3 wars, Luo Hao was like this. The showdown was just 1 second ago, and another whole card came in the next second. Straight to beat the 4 major ninja villages without temper. There's something about this green dragon. Don't underestimate the enemy. After 8 Tails Gyuki and Killer Bee saw the appearance of Super Crack Karakura, palpitations appeared on his face. Crack Karakura before evolution, he is not too afraid. 337. But facing the Super Crack Karakura in front of him, even he could smell the danger. Compared to destructive power and chakra, who is our opponent in the ninja world except 9 Tails? Killer Bee doesn't seem to care about Super Crack Karakura. At this point, he has completely turned into a tailed beast, turning into 8 Tails Gyuki. After fully transforming into a tailed beast, the violent and powerful Chuck spread from his body to the surroundings like a storm. Even with barriers, Namikaze Minato and others still feel the terrifying chakra from Killer Bee like the Sea of Wangyang. Coming up, 8 Tails. Advertisement. After Killer Bee shouted inwardly, the huge cow's mouth immediately opened wide. 1 blue and 1 red chakra gather in front of the bull's mouth. In an instant, a tailed beast bomb that made one's heart skip a beat had been swallowed into his mouth, and then shot toward the direction where Luo Hao and his party were. It's coming. Dodd. Seeing the tailed beast bomb launched by Killer Bee fly out of the barrier, even Hatake Sakumo and other cage-level powerhouses can't help but put on a serious look. Namikaze Minato even pulled out a handful of Flying Thunder God Kunai. Once the situation is wrong, immediately transfer the tailed beast bomb in front of you. Only Luo Hao, he was calm and composed with his right hand in his pocket from the beginning to the end. Destroy the death light. Just as Killer Bee's tailed beast bomb burst through the air, Luo Hao finally moved. But it was not his body, but the 4 words that spit out gently from his mouth. Roar. Occupying the sky above, the super cracked Karakura dragon like the god of the sky opened its mouth, and a purple-black destructive death light descended from the sky and bombarded tailed beast bomb with an extremely domineering attitude. Boom. Once the destructive death light collided with the tailed beast bomb, the surrounding airflow instantly became extremely violent. Waves of airflow visible to the naked eye rippling away in all directions like a typhoon. The barrier protecting Cloud Shinobi village was the first to bear the brunt, and it was bombarded by the power of the super god beast and the tail beast, causing circles of ripples. Fortunately, Cloud Shinobi village has opened an enchantment, otherwise, if the tailed beast bomb exploded at such a close distance, even Cloud Shinobi village would be blown up in half on the spot. At the same time, the energy fluctuations from the collision between the tailed beast bomb and the destructive death light also swept towards the direction of the Konoha Shinobi followers. Konoha Construction Team, Earth-Style Squad. Prepare for defensive ninjutsu. When Hatake Sakumo saw the aftermath of the power of Super Crack Karakura and 8 Tails Gyuki enveloped, he immediately shouted at the 1,000-man troops behind him. Advertisement. The Konoha Construction Team headed by Yamato was ready immediately. At the same time, the Earth-Style Team headed by Orochimaru also began to seal. Don't be so anxious, it's not your turn to dance yet. Just when Yamato and others were about to use defensive ninjutsu to resist the oncoming aftermath, Luo Hao took out the second Super Dream Ball without haste. Is there a second one? Noticing Luo Hao's actions, Hatake Sakumo and the others were startled. None of them expected that there would be more than one summoning beast as powerful as Karakura. Looking at the ninja world, although there are countless summoning beast families, there are very few summoning beast families that can really compete with tailed beasts. Among them, the most well-known ones are Toad, Lion Majesty and Katsuyu produced by the 3 Holy Lands. But even the summoning beasts produced by these 3 holy places can at most compete with 1 or 2 of the weakest of the 9 tailed beasts for a period of time. For an existence like Eight Tails Gyuki, who is the largest nine tails among the nine-tailed beasts, even if it is the three great sacred grounds, only an old monster at the level of Great Toad Sage can suppress him. No way. This kind of monster is comparable to a tailed beast. I can't find 2 or 3 in the ninja world. Where did he get so many monsters like this? Fourth Hokage, who was standing in the barrier, also noticed the super dream ball in Luo Hao's hand. He can see clearly. The cracked Karakura just flew out of the Mu ball. Irritation. Fourth Hokage. Luo Hao looked at Fourth Hokage, whose face was getting darker and darker, with great interest. Stop bluffing there. Don't think taking out the same orb ninja can scare me. Even if you look for that kind of green monster with a lantern in the ninja world, you will never find another one. Even if you really have a second summoning beast in that sphere ninja, it is absolutely impossible to counter the tailed beast. Fourth Hokage clenched his fists and growled in a firm tone. Advertisement. Chapter 133 The Will of Fire. It's your time to dance, Sarutobi Goulardo. Advertisement. Yes. Hearing such firm words from Fourth Hokage, the playfulness on Luo Hao's face became more intense. Seeing this, Darui on the side couldn't help feeling uneasy. Looking at Luo Hao who was holding the second super dream ball, he felt as if his chest was being pressed down by a mountain. It was extremely difficult not to take a breath. Since Hokage has said so, what are you waiting for? Come out, Goulardo. As soon as Luo Hao finished speaking, the super dream ball placed in his palm opened instantly. Accompanied by a ball of dazzling white light, a body is covered with red and black skin like armor, its head, torso and tail are covered with spikes, and it has a pair of powerful claws. It looks like a dinosaur-like super mythical beast. Sarutobi Goulardo immediately came into everyone's sight. His appearance immediately shocked the expressions of Fourth Hokage and other Cloud Shinobi in Cloud Shinobi Village. Although Goulardo's aura is not as strong as that of Karakura, it is only a step behind. Call out. After Goulardo appeared, he, who controlled the earth, light and heat, opened his mouth and blasted the tailed beast bomb launched by Killer Bee with a flame of sunshine. Originally, the tailed beast bomb and the destructive death ray were on par. With a loud bang, Killer Bee's tailed beast bomb shattered like a balloon as Groudon's Sunfire stepped in. Here comes another one. Fortunately, it's not as strong as the one flying in the sky. At this time, there was no slightest contempt in Killer Bee's eyes. A super split Karakura, he can't take it anymore. Now there is another Goulardo that is inferior to the Karakura before evolution, which casts a shadow over his heart. Hokage, I have a question for you. Luo Hao looked at Fourth Hokage whose face was as black as the bottom of a pot. Advertisement. Do you think Goulardo can super evolve like Karakura? Before Fourth Hokage opened his mouth to speak, Goulardo, standing in front of the Cloud Shinobi Gate, was already emitting a dazzling pillar of fire from his whole body. No way. Fourth Hokage looked at Goulardo with dull eyes, and couldn't help muttering to himself. Super mythical beast that inherited the will of fire from Third Hokage, it's up to you to dance. Sarutobi Goulardo. When Luo Hao's voice fell, Goulardo, who had inherited Sarutobi Hiruzen's will of fire, had already completed its evolution. Bathed in the brilliance of the will of fire, after super evolving into the original Goulardo, his size not only became larger and mightier, but also streams of magma-like light flowed on his body surface, which made people daunting. There's another one. Seeing that Goulardo can perform super evolution just like Karakura. Killer Bee's fully tailed beast-like bull face was full of horror. Where did Master Hokage get 2 summoning beasts of such good appearance? The strength of each one is actually comparable to that of the tailed beasts. Unlike Killer Bee and other Cloud Shinobi, Hatake Sakumo and others standing behind Luo Hao were surprised and delighted. A super crack Karakura is already a surprise to them. Now there is another original Goulardo that is only inferior to the super cracked Karakura. Let's play with him. Luo Hao floated up slowly and landed on the top of super cracked Karakura. Roar. Hearing his orders, the super cracked Karakura, who had already been ready to go, shot at the same time as the original Goulardo. The destructive death light that annihilated everything and the magma-like red sun flames flashed towards Killer Bee. Bye. Don't let their attacks hit the barrier. Fourth Hokage roared with excitement. Advertisement. The enchanter of Cloud Shinobi Village is strong. Even if the 1,000 ninjas brought by Luo Hao release ninjutsu together, he is not too worried. 0****. It can be seen that after seeing the destructive power of the super cracked Karakura and the original Goulardo's not inferior to the tailed beast, he has no bottom. When it comes to destructive power, even the cage level strong is far inferior to the weakest tail beast. Leave it to me, brother. Killer Bee immediately teamed up with 8 Tails Gyuki, mobilized a huge chakra, and created several tailed beast bombs in one go. Boom. But these tailed beast bombs did not bring him any surprises. Instead, after colliding with the super cracking Karakura, the destructive death light of the original Goulardo, and the flames of the sun, the tailed beast bombs burst like balloons on the spot. What? When Fourth Hokage and others saw this scene, their hair stood on end in shock. Fortunately, although Killer Bee's tailed beast bomb can't block the attacks of the 2 super beasts, Super Karakura and Primal Groudon, after the tailed beast bomb's inefficiency, the remaining power of the Sunshine Flame and destructive death ray is barely the barrier that can shake Cloud Shinobi Village is not enough to disintegrate with one blow. This scene also made Fourth Hokage and Killer Bee feel like they survived the catastrophe. With 8 Tails Jinchuriki, even 2 summoning beasts can't break the barrier at once. Hatake Sakumo frowned slightly. They fought blitzkrieg. The longer it drags on, the worse the situation will be for them. Sand Shinobi, Mist Shinobi, and Rock Shinobi can only be deterred by wiping Cloud Shinobi village with lightning speed. Master Minato, how about this? When Eight Tails Jinchuriki launches the Tailed Beast Bomb again, I use Susanoo to block half of it. As for the other half of the Tailed Beast Bomb, it will be transferred to you. Quote. Uchiha Shisui said, a pair of 3 Tomo Sharingan has been connected into a line, turned into a Scarlet Mangekyo Sharingan million. Advertisement. Chapter 134 At Hokage, you are being forced to show mercy, this forces you not to pretend. Advertisement. It is good. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato's eyes lit up immediately. Although his Flying Thunder God technique is not as good as Luo Hao's, and he can't transfer a 1,000-man army from the gate of Konoha to the Kingdom of Thunder in an instant, but it is still easy to transfer 1 or 2 tailed beast bombs. What are you planning to do? Can't you see I'm having fun? Just when Uchiha Shisui and Namikaze Minato were about to step forward to join the battle, Luo Hao's voice flowed into them from the air like water. Play. After Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Shisui looked at each other, they both smiled wryly. Only people like 4th Hokage can say this, 907, kind of Hoki's amazing words. The Ninja Village War, which made all ninjas turn their faces and regarded it as a nightmare, was just a sideshow to entertain him. Killer B, you're great. It has grown a lot compared to World War III. Keep dancing. Do everything you can to please me. A smile appeared on Luo Hao's face. Because of Summit War's live streaming, he only stretched his muscles a little. Not having fun at all. Now in his own world, in this war planned by himself, he felt the long-lost joy. Although he wasn't the one who ended up on the stage, but driving the 2 super beasts to fight gave him a different feeling. Damn it, is Ninja War just a game in your eyes? As soon as 4th Hokage heard it, he became very irritable. Advertisement. You're absolutely right, Luo Hao nodded as a matter of course. You are too arrogant, Tianren. Stop taking yourself too seriously. You are just an ordinary ninja, not a god. 4th Hokage shouted angrily. No one can be called a god in the first place. Facing 4th Hokage's scolding, Luo Hao shook his head unhurriedly. Aizen Sosuke, who had just finished the meeting and was about to go back to the team building to perform a suspended animation, and then started to seek Hogyoku, saw Luo Hao say this in the live broadcast, and his face turned extremely pale in an instant. Aizen Sosuke. Something is wrong. Zhang Chulin. Boss Luo, he's coming. As expected, he's coming. Whitebeard. I want to get the Ishin love of Aizen. Acedes. Hehe. Is this man starting to pretend again? Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency at Hokage, forcing you to be merciful. This is forcing you to not pretend. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency at Hokage, listen to my advice from someone Lan, this forces you to pretend. Zhang Chulin. Acedes. Whitebeard. Except Cheomung, who is busy all over the world helping Luo Hao to subdue super beasts, and has no time to pay attention to what happened in the skirt chat, all members gave Aizen Sosuke a sympathetic look. Especially Zhang Chulin. In the Setsuna when Luo Hao spoke, he seemed to have seen Aizen Sosuke's desperate look and teary face. Although Aizen Sosuke has already exploded Luo Hao in Wanjie chat skirt at, Luo Hao, who had the foresight, had already notified Ping Heng of the Wanjie chat skirt information before going to Cloud Shinobi. Advertisement. Even if Aizen Sosuke blasts the key, he still can't receive it. Whether it's you or me, or even the Sage of 6 Paths. No one is born a god, and no one is born to be pushed to the altar. But the window period of the ninja throne of the sky is coming to an end. 0. From today onwards, I will be at the top. Under Aizen Sosuke's powerless and desperate eyes, Luo Hao stepped on the super cracked Karakura, and slowly grabbed the bangs on his forehead with his right hand and stroked them back. He used the chakra version of hairspray to stroke Shinigami's king's hairstyle at the same time. He looked down condescendingly on all the Cloud Shinobi headed by 4th Hokage below. This guy actually claims to be a god. Although 4th Hokage stared at Luo Hao with gritted teeth, facing the pretend scene transformed from Shinigami's first place scene, he still felt a chill from the soles of his feet all the way to his forehead. An emotion called shock and horror filled his mind. Even a reckless man like him is like this. Not to mention the other Cloud Shinobi. Looking at Luo Hao who was standing on the dragon at this time, spreading his glued hands, the Murin present began to look at Xuanao in awe, fear, and fear one by one. This kind of look can only appear when looking at a god who is high above and inviolable. As for the ninja world, as Luo Hao said, there have been no gods since Sage of 6 Paths. The empty window period of the 5.4 throne of heaven has lasted for more than 1,000 years. But now, that suffocating window period is over. The empty throne of heaven has been sat down by Tianren Luo Hao in the sky above. Aizen Sosuke. It's over. The best thing is done by Lord Hokage. Zhang Chulin. My condolences, let's go, Captain Aizen. Zhang Chulin. Listen to my persuasion, don't be persistent anymore. In my opinion, Boss Luo is just the beginning, and there will be even more powerful forces waiting for him to pretend. Aizen Sosuke. Acetus. Whitebeard. Advertisement. Chapter 135 Breaking Through the Shield. Skirt friend Aizen sent you a pop-up window. Advertisement. You are so arrogant. Think of yourself as a god. Do you think you are Senju Hashirama or Uchiha Madara? After a while, 4th Hokage recovered from the extreme shock. The wisdom of mortals is truly incomparable. All you see in your eyes is Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, but you can't see the scenery above them. Not to mention the one who is already standing above them. A trace of pity flashed across Luo Hao's eyes looking down at Fourth Raikage. Fangfo feels pitiful, sad and deplorable for Fourth Raikage's short-sightedness and limited reach. Before Fourth Raikage could speak, his gelled hands were spread out again. The third Super Dream Ball lay quietly in his palm, and at the same time, it pierced 34th Raikage and all the eyeballs that went to Ninja like a knife. There is a third monster like that. Fourth Raikage's body as majestic as an iron tower couldn't help trembling. And the Cloud Shinobi standing behind him were stunned. They are like ordinary people watching the disaster come, their eyes are dull and their expressions are stunned. Tsukumo-sama, I don't know why I feel pity for Raikage all of a sudden. Namikaze Minato was silent for a few seconds, then put down the Flying Thunder God Kunai in his hand. He knew that if Luo Hao didn't have enough fun, he wouldn't have a chance even if he wanted to dance. Before you make a move, those three summoning beasts, which combine beauty, style, and strength, are enough to break a person. Hitaki Tsukumo shook his head and sighed. After all, he is facing my boss, my man. Raikage can be considered a man if he can persist until now. Advertisement. Change to the shadow of other ninja village, it is estimated that the mentality has already exploded. Quote. Tsunade glanced at Fourth Raikage in the barrier, whose body was already trembling slightly. Even if she doesn't have mind-reading skills, she can see that Fourth Raikage's courage has been gradually beaten by Luo Hao just by looking with her eyes. Now Fourth Raikage can't be reckless even if he wants to. Tsunade, you are absolutely right. I just tried swapping myself and Fourth Raikage. I found out that if I were him now, I would probably have fled in despair. Quote. Orochimaru said in a slightly hoarse voice. He still quite approves of Fourth Raikage's mentality. After all, Luo Hao had already left an indelible shadow in the opponent's heart during World War III. Under such circumstances, it is not easy for Fourth Raikage to remain strong until now. Namikaze Minato and others listened, first glanced at Fourth Raikage who was trembling all over, and then looked at Luo Hao. In the end they were all silent. Indeed, facing Fourth Hokage, fourth generation Thunderbird, who has the reputation of being a ninja in Ninja Village, it has been very good until now. Even Luo Hao never made a move from the beginning to the end. A pleasant name, the shadow of a tree. Even though he didn't do anything, Luo Hao just stood on top of Super Crack Karakura's head, which almost broke the hearts of many Cloud Shinobi who were protected by the barrier. You can easily subdue three monsters comparable to tailed beasts. Could it be that he has really stood in the position of the ninja god? No, is he standing higher than the ninja god? Fourth Raikage looked up at Luo Hao with difficulty. At this moment, he only felt like an ant looking up to the sky. A pair of small eyes can't see how high, how wide, and how big the sky is. How is this possible? Advertisement. First Hokage is already the limit of what a ninja can achieve. How can you stand higher than First Hokage? Laozi doesn't believe it. Fourth Raikage thought of Third Raikage who died at the gate of Cloud Shinobi Village, and a sense of bravery suddenly rose in his heart. He shook his head vigorously, as if he wanted to drive away the psychological pressure Luo Hao exerted. You will believe it. Luo Hao jumped repeatedly on the verge of collapse, and the Fourth Raikage, who was struggling hard, had a more playful look on his face. These words, you can tell Laozi after you break the barrier. Laozi is not afraid to tell you. Before you come, Laozi has sent people to notify Sand Shinobi, Mist Shinobi and Rock Shinobi. Their support will arrive soon. Shishi, you don't know how many of your 1,000-man army will survive back to Konoha in the end. 794th Raikage didn't know whether it was to scare Luo Hao, or to reassure himself. Moved out of the other three ninja villages directly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you remove 1 or 2 particles of floating dust, it's just a matter of flicking your sleeves. Just as Luo Hao finished speaking, the Myriad Realms chat skirt that was blocked by him suddenly popped out. Open black lens bracket at Administrator Luo Hao, skirt friend Aizen Sosuke sent you a pop-up window, close black lens bracket. Pop-ups. Really embarrassing Captain Aizen. I actually thought of this method to break through my shield. Quote. Seeing that Aizen Sosuke actually sent him a pop-up window, directly breaking through his shield, Luo Hao couldn't help but burst out laughing. Especially when he saw that Aizen Sosuke had at him countless times in the skirt chat from the pop-up Wanjie chat skirt, and after he almost pressed the button, the smile on the corner of his mouth became more intense. At this moment, he found that the joy he felt in Aizen Sosuke's actions was far greater than the feeling that the Fourth Raikage did everything to please him. Advertisement. Chapter 136 Skirt friend Aizen has been forcibly muted by Administrator Luo Hao. Advertisement. Luo Hao. Captain Aizen, you are really good, even the pop-up function has been figured out by you. Aizen Sosuke. Where is it? Am I in a hurry to see Lord Hokage? Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, please listen to me. Zhang Chulin. Captain Aizen, listen to my advice, don't say a word or two. Even if you press the pop-up button and the button, you can't call back a pretending university. Aizen Sosuke. Your Excellency Hokage, if you want to destroy Cloud Shinobi Village, let me do it for you. We can leave these trivial matters to our group of friends. I guarantee that I will clean up all the floating dust. Clean. System message. Skirt friend Aizen Sosuke has been forcibly muted by Administrator Luo Hao for 10 minutes. System message. Skirt friend Aizen Sosuke has been forcibly muted by Administrator Luo Hao for 10 minutes. System message. Skirt friend Aizen Sosuke has been forcibly muted by Administrator Luo Hao for 10 minutes. Acedes. Zhang Chulin. Whitebeard. Cheomung. Good ban. What kind of green onion is this Aizen captain? How dare you disturb Mr. Hokage's pretending yaxing? Cheomung. In my opinion, just ban him for 10 minutes, Mr. Hokage is too kind. Well, except for the super beast Cheomung who has been professionally licking dogs for 100 years, everyone else was stunned by Luo Hao's operation. Those who are emotionally administrators are awesome, and those who have administrator privileges are uncles. But is it really good to do so? Is this supposed to be an abuse of the authority of the administrator? Zhang Chulin and others murmured cautiously in their hearts. That's right, even if they are whispering in their hearts, they have to be careful. Advertisement. This was done for fear that one of the dozens of administrator privileges that Luo Hao possessed would be able to eavesdrop on the voices of skirt attendants. Captain Aizen was forcibly silenced, even if it was only for 10 minutes, it made them see how terrifying the authority of the administrator is. With the tragedy of Aizen Sosuke as an example, they don't dare to beep at will. In the past, Zhang Chulin was protected by the chat skirt of Wanjie, and no one could do anything to him, so he occasionally played tricks, but now seeing Aizen Sosuke's end, it scared him so much that he covered his mouth on the spot. In this case, no one should bother me to pretend. After Luo Hao used administrator privileges to mute Aizen Sosuke, he couldn't help but secretly thought. Now I can finally pretend with peace of mind. That's right. As Zhang Chulin said, even if Aizen Sosuke presses the button and the pop-up button, he can't call him back who is pretending. Especially pretending to be someone else's coquettish, so that others don't have to pretend to be coquettish. This pretended sense of accomplishment is even more inhumane. Aizen Sosuke dared to jump out time and time again to call him back, isn't this his own dead end? Raikage. In your opinion, Sand Shinobi, Cloud Shinobi, Mist Shinobi are your saviors. But in my opinion, those are just 3 grains of dust. Without Aizen Sosuke trying his best to stop him from pretending in the Wanjie chat skirt, Luo Hao felt much more relaxed. Stop talking nonsense there. Even the god of ninja dare not say that we regard our 4 major ninja villages as dust. You mere tenon who can't even break my Cloud Shinobi village barrier, how can you say such a thing? Advertisement. 4th Raikage looked at the 3rd super dream ball in Luo Hao's palm, and although he felt more and more uneasy, he still pretended to be dismissive. He is well aware that he is the spiritual backbone of all Cloud Shinobi. Everyone can be afraid, but he can't. Even if you are really afraid, you can only hold your fear in your heart. Once he showed a little fear like just now, it would probably cause Cloud Shinobi to collapse before fighting. After all, Tianren didn't just bring him endless nightmares during the 3 wars. At the same time, it has also become the nightmare of countless Cloud Shinobi in Cloud Shinobi Village. One person, one knife, blocked all Cloud Shinobi in Ninja Village, and then beat 3rd Raikage to death at their door, in front of all Cloud Shinobi. This kind of fear and powerlessness has been over for several years, but every Cloud Shinobi who has witnessed that scene can't forget it until now. Backquote you know what, Raikage. It is very difficult to master the strength to step over the ants without crushing them. In order to please you as much as possible, I have been as careful as possible, not to crush you all at once. Luo Hao smiled contemptuously, and the super dream ball placed in the palm suddenly grew bigger, and then opened it suddenly. Got it. Under the shroud of a burst of white light, an ancient super mythical beast with blue and red stripes, whose shape is quite similar to a whale, and Kyoka, who masters the sea, has appeared in everyone's sight. As soon as Kyoka appeared, the clear sky immediately became dark, and then thunder began, followed by heavy rain. The entrance of Cloud Shinobi Village, which was originally surrounded by high mountains and almost no sea, suddenly rolled up with turbulent waves. In the blink of an eye, the land with a radius of 10 miles has turned into a sea of Wangyang. Surrounded by the majestic waves, Kyoka soared into the sky, his whole body was surrounded by a burst of colorful rays of light. In an instant, he has completed super evolution. Successfully evolved into Primal Kyoka. Advertisement. Chapter 137 on Pretend, I only accept Uchiha Kyoka. Advertisement. He can control the climate and change the terrain with ease. Seeing this scene, whether it was 4th Raikage or the others, or Namikaze Minato and others like Konoha Shinobi, they were all shocked by Kyoka's ability. They are not surprised at all that Kyoka can evolve into Kyoka the First. After all, there are already 2 jewels, the super split Karakura and the original Goulardo, and every ninja present has begun to recognize the goods. On Pretend, I only serve Uchiha. When the original Goulardo saw this scene, he secretly sighed that I might as well. At the same time, he immediately followed. He raised his foot and stomped on it, and the mountains and land that were originally covered by Wangyang Sea began to rise layer by layer. In a blink of an eye, the terrain around Cloud Shinobi Village was changed again. On one side is Wangyang Sea, on the other side is high mountain land. Not only that, the sky is also divided into 2. On one side it was raining, and on the other side it was scorching sun. This red monster is okay too. 837 inches. 4th Raikage's scalp tingled with shock. What a power it is. Controlling the climate and changing the terrain, this is a mighty power that even a tailed beast can't do. Let alone his mediocre movie. The red and blue monsters can control the climate and change the terrain, what about the green monster? His aura is even stronger than the red and blue ones. What kind of power does he have? Darui stared fixedly at the super cracked Karakura who acted as Luo Hao's mount in midair. Most people only notice the horror of the original Goulardo and the original Kyoka, but the first thing he thinks of is the super cracked Karakura that is stronger than the original Goulardo and the original Kyoka. Be careful, those volcanoes are about to erupt. Advertisement. There is still the sea. Uzumaki suddenly appeared. Namikaze Minato and others standing behind the original Goulardo suddenly discovered that the mountains that suddenly rose from the ground under the influence of the original Goulardo were actually volcanoes. And it's about to explode. At the same time, various disasters on the sea also appeared in the artificial sea created by Taigaoka. Terrifying sea phenomena such as Uzumaki, undercurrents, and more. Just as Namikaze Minato and the others were planning to retreat far away to avoid being affected by the power of the two super beasts, the super crack Karakura entrenched in the sky suddenly raised his head to the sky and screamed. An unknown force slowly spread. The sea is still there, but all kinds of terrible Uzumaki, undercurrents are gone. The volcano is still there, but it no longer erupts. This allows a group of Konoha shinobi fans to step on the mountains and step on the currents. As this his power, Namikaze Minato's pupils shrank. Single-handedly quelling natural disasters caused by Primal Groudon and Primal Kyoga. It was just a long howl. Professionals are different. After Cheomung's training, these three guys are more likely to pretend than one. Luo Hao couldn't help laughing to himself when he saw the formation that Super Crack Karakura and the others had created. 8 tails, can you deal with 3 at the same time? In the enchantment, Killer Bee stared at 8 tails Gyuki with a pair of bull's eyes and endured DACD in his heart. At this time, he was no longer as arrogant as before. Before, he thought that when he competed against Chakra and Tailed Beast Bomb, except for 9 Tails Jinchuriki, the ninja world was so big that no one could be his opponent. But now, just a Super Crack Karakura can teach him to be a human being. Plus 2 original Goulardo and original Kyoka who are only weaker than Super Crack Karakura. Advertisement. This made him P********* D off. Even the 3 super divine beasts in front of him are still trying their best to pretend they haven't started to attack yet, but they have already scared him. You think I'm a fairy? Those 3 monsters attack together, even 9 tails may not be able to resist it. 8 tails Gyuki also faltered. Originally, he was not willing to fight Luo Hao. If Killer Bee was not the Jinchuriki he recognized, he would have shrunk in Jinchuriki's body long ago, and would never let Jinchuriki borrow his power. Master Killer Bee, let me help you. Just when Killer Bee was so shocked that his hands and feet were chilling, a heroic voice suddenly came. Teak door, step back. You haven't become a perfect Jinchuriki yet, and you can't connect with her way yet. If you act recklessly, once you go berserk, it is likely to destroy our enchantment from the inside. Quote. Fourth Raikage frowned, and without waiting for Killer Bee to agree, he opened his mouth and knocked back the teak door. Master Raikage, it has come to the point where Cloud Shinobi lives and dies. The barrier is the last barrier of our Cloud Shinobi, and the barrier cannot be collapsed until the 3 major ninja villages arrive. Do you think Master Killer Bee can stop those 3 monsters who can even control the weather by himself? The teak door showed no sign of flinching. But. Master Raikage, I know that I am not a perfect Jinchuriki, but I have been able to do Tailed Beast Bomb with will without going berserk. Please let me try it. Before Fourth Raikage could finish speaking, a teak door interrupted. This is also the reason why Jinchuriki has a high status in Cloud Shinobi Village and is quite reused by the senior management of Shinobi Village. In other ninja villages, Jinchuriki dared to talk to the shadow of one village like this, even if it was out of good intentions, but in the end it was impossible to escape the fate of being sucked away by the tail beast. Advertisement. Chapter 138 Nothing can't be solved by a fit of anger. Advertisement. Brother, let her try it. Now we have no better way. Gyuki he already told me. His strength alone can't stop those 3 monsters. Killer Bee couldn't help but said when he saw Fourth Raikage was indecisive. All right. The life and death of Cloud Shinobi is up to you. Quote. Fourth Raikage gritted his teeth and said to the 2 teakmen. If God wants to destroy me, Cloud Shinobi, you need to step through my body on the teak door first. The 2 teakmen gave a low shout, and blue and black chakra spewed out from their bodies. In just a short moment, he has completed complete tailed beast transformation. Transformed from a human tailed beast into a 2-tailed Matabi. Can it be controlled by will? Fourth Raikage saw the tailed beast. Although the eyes of the 2 teakmen were full of berserk, they also had the clarity of human beings. Obviously, she used her will to control the power of a completely tailed beast. Master Killer Bee, let's fight together. The 2 teakmen shouted loudly. It is good. Killer Bee made the same action as the 2 teak doors. The 2 fully tailed Jinchuriki opened their mouths wide, together with 8 tails and Chakra with 2 tails, they created a mountain-like huge tailed beast bomb in one go. Cloud Shinobi's Jinchuriki can be fully tailed without losing control. In the Konoha camp, Orochimaru was a little surprised to see this. Advertisement. But there is no worry at all. 2 Jinchuriki. It's a bit tricky, but the outcome is preordained. Quote. Having said that, Hitaki Sakumo looked at Luo Ku who was standing on top of Rei Karakura. Not to mention the super split Karakura and their 3 super beasts, let's just say that their 4th Hokage has never been shot so far. He could imagine how shocking it would be when Luo Hao made a move. Sarutobi Goulardo, Uchiha Kyoka, facing the tailed beast bomb condensed by the 2 Jinchuriki in Cloud Shinobi Village, Luo Hao didn't even shake his eyelids in the slightest. Carry it down. As soon as his words fell, the original Goulardo and the original Kyoka, who had already been ready to go, immediately released the destructive power in their bodies. When the tailed beast bomb flew out of the barrier, one after another contained terrifying light and heat energy, as if swords shaped by magma and flames rose from the ground. Each of these sword edges is the size of a small mountain, and looks like erupting small volcanoes from a distance. At the same time, 4 azure blue light spheres condensed in front of the original Kyoka, and then turned into 4 blue light beams and flew away. The tailed beast bomb released by gathering 2 Jinchuriki just flew out of the barrier, when it was forcefully pressed against the barrier by the unique moves of the 2 super beasts. Sure enough, although the ninja world is huge, apart from Tenon, there is really nothing that can't be solved by a fit of anger. Just 2 monsters blocking the tailed beast bomb of Master Killer Bee and Yuzu Wooden Golem. There's one more. Seeing this, 4th Raikage and others changed their expressions slightly. They all looked at the super crack Karakura who had not moved. If he also joins the fight, then tailed beast bomb won't be able to carry it at all. The first round of Cloud Shinobi's collapse plan, it's time to end. Advertisement. Luo Hao suddenly looked at 4th Raikage. Not good. After the eyes of 4th Raikage and Luo Hao met in the air, it seemed as if they understood each other's thoughts. 0 for flowers. Here you go, super crack Karakura. Luo Hao smiled lightly at 4th Raikage, then squatted down, and patted Karakura's head lightly with his right hand. Dragon stars. Roar. Under Luo Hao's order, super crack Karakura finally no longer hides the destructive power in his body. He raised his head to the sky and roared, and opened his mouth to spit out a dazzling ball of light that contained the power of a terrifying dragon. After the ball of light rose to high altitude, it exploded with a bang like a missile, turning into hundreds of energy beams, which fell on the barrier like a swarm of meteors. Bang bang bang. With a flash of starlight, a series of extremely dense explosions almost swept across the entire barrier of Cloud Shinobi Village. That green monster called Super Crack Karakura didn't go all out just now. He's playing around. At this moment, 4th Raikage suddenly realized. At the same time, he also felt a chill running from the soles of his feet all the way to his forehead. Just playing with Killer Bee, it has a destructive power comparable to that of 8 Tails Jinchuriki. What about going all out? If 4th Raikage knows that the serious super crack Karakura can destroy an island with a flick of his fingers, and can overwhelm the combination of the original Goulardo and the original Kyoka by himself, and use overwhelming strength to defeat the two in a few moves. Defeated by the super evolved super beast, it is estimated that he is not a thriller, but despair. Master Raikage, I can't get in. As long as that super split Karakura attacks again, the barrier will collapse. Quote. At this time, a Jonin from the enchantment class ran over with a terrified expression. Advertisement. Chapter 139. Didn't you see that our Hokage is pretending to be high? Advertisement. If you can't bear it, you have to resist it. Everything can be gone, but the barrier cannot be gone. 4th Raikage pushed Jonin away from him, and roared loudly. All Cloud Shinobi prepare ninjutsu. Once the super split Karakura attacks again, you will use ninjutsu to block it. I don't want to be able to block it, I just want to offset his Powan as much as possible. As long as the barrier is not destroyed all at once, it can be repaired. He is very confident about the enchantment of his ninja village. After all, this is an enchantment ninjutsu that Cloud Shinobi has spent decades researching. As long as the enchantment like Cloud Shinobi has not exhausted chakra, as long as the enchantment is not destroyed by the blow of 460, no matter how much damage it suffers, the enchantment can be restored to its original state. Cloud Shinobi obeys, and the remote lightning style of the quasi-customer bears with it. You must block all the attacks of Super Crack Karakura outside the barrier. At the critical moment, Darui, the guard of the 4th Raikage, stood up. While ordering the Cloud Shinobi who came continuously from all sides of Cloud Shinobi village, he formed seals and prepared to run away. Master Tsunade, those Cloud Shinobi have joined the battle, shall we do it? Uchiha Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan twirled slightly, ready to cast Susanoo into the fight at any moment. Didn't you see our Hokage pretending to be high? Tsunade said. Uchiha Shisui looked up, only to find that the smile on Luo Hao's face became brighter and brighter. You want to fight, don't worry. The enchantment is broken, and there are opportunities. Moreover, the Cloud Shinobi collapse plan is about to enter its second phase. Get ready. Advertisement. As soon as Tsunade finished speaking, Luo Hao's voice sounded again in the battlefield. Dragon God Dive. Super Crack Karakura's figure flashed, showing an incredible flying speed. His speed was so fast that everyone was dumbfounded. No one imagined that such a huge Super Crack Karakura could explode at such a frightening flying speed with just a snap of its fingers. Not good. 4th Raikage's expression changed drastically. He seemed to understand something. Quick, hit him down. Darui also reacted. It's just that his words hurt all Cloud Shinobi. Too fast, we have no way to lock him. A Cloud Shinobi Jonin said feebly. Damn it. With a flash, Darui stepped on the top of the gate. Land Dun Laser Circus. He wanted to use Land Dun, who was extremely fast and could control the direction, to resist. It's a pity that he hadn't finished printing just now, and Karakura had already flown to the sky above Cloud Shinobi Village, his whole body bursting with bright blue light, like 10 dragons soaring into the sky. They ruthlessly impacted on the barrier. Boom. Click. A series of glass-like cracks suddenly appeared on the top of the barrier that was invisible to the naked eye. Soon, these cracks extended in all directions like a winding python, and soon covered the entire barrier. In the end, under the gazes of 4th Raikage and others, the enchantment that was the biggest reliance of their Cloud Shinobi Village shattered. Without the barrier of the enchantment, the seawater rushed continuously, and the volcanoes that rose from the ground suddenly extended into the interior of Cloud Shinobi Village. Advertisement. Tsunade and the Konoha Shinobi warriors haven't done anything yet. Just the power of the two supernatural beasts, the original Goulardo and the original Kyoka, to control nature has already brought huge damage to Cloud Shinobi Village. Earth-style squad, block the water. Fourth Raikage jumped up and stepped on top of a gate in Cloud Shinobi Village. 0. Although Cloud Shinobi is mostly good at lightning-style-based ninjutsu, as the most military-focused existence among the 5 major ninja villages, Ninken has cultivated Grandmaster and other nature transformation ninjutsu. Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. One side of the Earth Flow Wall quickly rose from the ground, resisting the turbulent sea water. But the volcanoes rising from the ground continued to ravage and destroy the Cloud Shinobi village. In particular, the magma erupted from the volcano burned many weak Cloud Shinobi on the spot. Looks like our Hokage-sama has had enough. Outside Cloud Shinobi village, Orochimaru stepped on a mountain raised by the power of the primordial Groudon, looking down on Cloud Shinobi as it began to scramble. Bring up your spirits, the real war is about to begin. Tsunade's eyes gradually turned cold. Although the situation is very good now, this does not change the fact that their strength is only 1,000. Everyone, get ready. The Cloud Shinobi Collapse project is entering phase 2. With a clang, Hitaki Sakumo pulled out the White Fang short sword inserted 4.2 in the back. Hearing what he said, the 1,000-man troops standing behind raised their spirits one after another, clasping the Chunin tools tightly, as if they were ready to throw themselves into the battlefield at any time. As I said, it doesn't matter whether there is 1 or 2 dust particles, the result is the same. Luo Hao stood on top of Super Crack Karakura, looking playfully at 4th Raikage below who was constantly commanding Cloud Shinobi to fight. UB***********D. What do you think of the war in Ninja Village? What do you think our Cloud Shinobi village is? 4th Raikage glared at Luo Hao angrily, and his whole body burst out with bright thunder. Lightning-style chakra mode, cool. Advertisement. Chapter 140 This Hokage, please continue your pretend. Advertisement. If you ask Ninja Battle, then I can answer you, this is a stage where I can dance. If you ask me what I think of you guys as Cloud Shinobi Village, then of course it's the ones that please me on stage. That's all. Facing 4th Raikage who was like a raging lion, Luo Hao said calmly. I didn't expect you to be such a person. You have been wearing this face to become 4th Hokage. 4th Raikage looked at Luo Hao in disbelief. What a cruel existence. Even if their Cloud Shinobi village belongs to the fighting faction among the 5 major ninja villages, they often initiate wars, but that is to plunder the ninja survival and growth resources. For the war between ninja villages, and for the lives of ninjas, he also maintains awe in his heart. I don't mean to lie, it's just that you don't know me all the time. Luo Hao shrugged, and then glanced at the Wanjie chat skirt. Zhang Chulin. This Hokage, please continue your pretend. Whitebeard. Boy Luo, please continue your pretend. Acedes. Administrator, I quietly watch you pretend. Mewtwo. Master Hokage, you're a good pretender. When Luo Hao saw the piece in Wanjie's chat skirt, especially after not seeing the familiar figure of Aizen Sosuke jumping out, he nodded with satisfaction. The management authority of this mandatory ban is good. He directly suppressed Aizen Sosuke who often jumped out to disturb him pretending on weekdays. Now he can quietly pretend to be a force in the world of Hokage by himself. What about Konoha's ninja? Do you also regard them as objects to please you? 4th Raikage's eyes flickered slightly. Advertisement. It's okay if you understand that. To the surprise of 4th Raikage, Luo Hao nodded his head as a matter of course. Have you heard everything? The 4th Hokage your allegiance to has always regarded you as pawns to play and have fun with. Such a 4th Hokage, do you still want to work for it? Is this 4th Hokage worthy of your recognition? 4th Raikage yelled at the numerous Konoha shinobi behind Luo Hao. But what surprised 4th Raikage was that the Konoha shinobi players present seemed to be unable to hear his words, and all of them just stared at him with murderous eyes. Hehe, you must think in your heart that only those who are recognized by everyone can become Hokage. Luo Hao looked at 4th Raikage with pity. Is not it? After 4th Raikage saw the reaction of those Konoha shinobi, his heart began to cool down gradually. You can become a shadow of a village only if you get everyone's approval. You are like Sarutobi who prepared it for people like Sarutobi who can't become a shadow if they don't follow the so-called rules. And I have reached the end of the law and become the person who makes the rules. Konoha's rules, including the rules of becoming a Hokage, are made by me alone. Luo Hao slowly spread his right hand, and chakra of the 5 nature transformations of rock, flame, lightning, storm, and water jumped out of his 5 fingers. At this moment, he is like a god in the ninja world. The rules of Ninja Village and the rules of the village are all made by him. Madman. Is he all crazy? A person who does not take the life of a ninja as his life can become a Hokage. A bunch of Konoha shinobi believer Hokage for a guy who takes a ninja's life as a joke. 4th Raikage only felt that his 3 views were broken. Advertisement. Their style of Cloud Shinobi Village is strong enough. Even in order to achieve the goal, even at the expense of the life of the ninja, but in very few cases, and will never say it openly. To be as grandiose as Luo Hao, even unscrupulous, was beyond his imagination. If that's what you say about me, forgive me for not agreeing. Luo Hao shook his head lightly. I ignore only you Cloud Shinobi in 173. This ninja war, Laozi has fought twice at least. I have never seen a war where no one will die. But no matter how powerful you are, do you still need you to keep none of the thousands of troops behind you from dying? Even the Senju clan commanded by the god of ninja, Senju Hashirama, almost withered in the battles again and again. I do regard ninjas as objects to please me, and the war among ninja villages as a stage for me to dance on. The space beside him burst suddenly, followed by a deep passageway that could attract everything into it slowly appeared. After Luo Hao finished speaking, he clasped 5 fingers together. Fourth Hokage sneered, so even first Hokage lives under the ninja rules and can only abide by the ninja rules. You can do it, are you still afraid of me telling you? Fourth Hokage sneered, joke, I admit that you, Tianren, are indeed extremely powerful. But that doesn't mean I ignore the lives of Konoha shinobi. Luo Hao corrected with a smile. Between the two, 5 don't get confused. Quote, but I have reached the end of the law and become the person who formulates the rules of ninjas and ninja villages. No need to do anything, just use 3 summoning beasts to defeat the enchantment that Cloud Shinobi Village took decades to build. Advertisement.